everybody, and welcome back to Unmade Gaming. Someone has their sound on, and we are here for the fourth and final game of our 12-hour charity stream. We're playing a little bit of Dungeon World. Knight is back to run us through some Egyptian tomb raiding nonsense that he's definitely not making up right now as we start to play. With me is his normal cast and crew for his game over on the Dice and Heroes channel. So, without further ado, let's introduce these fine folks, jump into the shenanigans, and see if we can't crush the last $200 of our third goal of the day. So, Rob, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And tell us a little bit about Dungeon World.
So I'm Bob. You can find me at Bob on Dice and Heroes. Other than that, we're going to be playing a hack of the Apocalypse World that was made by Adam Cobell and Salvatore, I believe. I forget his last name. I'm not going to lie to you. Anyway, it's a great game. If you guys played it. Thank you, Latora. It's a great game.
Because the book is right here in front of me. Sorry, go ahead.
Got him. My book's somewhere. It's a great game. It is a love letter to old school D&D. And I think we're going to do, like he said, a dungeon crawl today, because you guys have not done dungeon crawl yet. So I feel like it's going to work out pretty well. So yeah. I'm psyched to get into this.
Perfect. Let's jump right over to Hunter. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today?
So I am playing an Outsider Barbarian today. You can find me on Twitch at Warmind396. You can also find me on the Dice and Heroes channel, our podcast as well. That's on iTunes and Google Play. So that's pretty much where you can find me. I don't have too much of an internet presence outside of that channel. So that's the best place to find me.
Great. Moving right along the line, John, who are you? Where can we find you? And who are you playing today?
Hey, I'm John. You can find me on Twitch/what_internet. I also play on the Dice and Heroes channel. I will be playing Agamar the Eldest, the oldest elf wizard you have ever seen, and in fact, the oldest to have ever lived in all of history.
How old are you?
I don't know. I lost count after 2,000 years.
Okay, noted.
I approve of this message. That being said, last but not least, Rizzler, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today?
Well, my name's Rinsler, and I don't really have an internet presence, so you'll probably be able to see me on Bob's stream. And I'm going to be playing Thaddeus, a righteous paladin, who will be trying to root out the evil in this Egyptian tomb.
Hey.
Perfect. Awesome.
There will be evil.
And I am playing Rook, a thief. The end. With that being said, guys, this is a charity stream. We have $200 left in our third goal of the day. We blew the 250 out of the water. We blew the 500 out of the water. That puts us at over 9,000. It's over 9,000. I didn't make that meme earlier, and I fucking hate myself for it. But it's over 9,000. We've raised over $9,000 as a team for the year, and that's bananas. So let's see if we can crush that $10,000 goal for 2018 and close out the year on a good note, or a better note. That being said, Bob, take us away into this Egyptian tomb where I'm sure we're going to have a good time and not encounter any kind of problems or die or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, let's leave that up to the chat. So I think we talked about this earlier, Mike.
We did.
If you guys, we'll put a little donation incentive. You guys can vote for three things with a donation. You can vote for either a beholder, a mummy lord, or an ancient dragon to be the last thing that these guys see in this dungeon, and probably on Earth, to be fair.
That's true. So the way we're going to do that, guys, is you can see that there are normal donation incentives down below in the description, the doobly-doo down there. So you can donate for whatever you want there, but use hashtag beholder, hashtag dragon, or hashtag mummy lord? Mummy. Use hashtag one of those hashtags to get that in there, and I will count the votes and pay close attention. Every dollar counts, so even a $1 donation will get your vote cast for that thing.
All right, so let's get into this. You have been called many things in your careers: charlatans, thieves, grave robbers. But you know this is a godforsaken world. You have your vows, your books, your gold, your hunger. Let them sit on their high horses. Let those with sin cast the first stone. You have heard rumors of an ancient curse set upon the desert kingdom of Al-Ashsafu, ancient and eternal night. Locals believe this to be a punishment from Ra, this high sun, for burying Hemin, who scorned the god with all of his being in the tomb of pharaohs. And with that, you stand there in front of a series of dunes, the sand weakening your legs as you gaze upon a series of pillars lined outward. And in the very distance, you see a faint arch. The arch has a set of stairs that leads downwards. We are going to start with character introductions, and then we're going to move into bonds. So who wants to go first? All right, Hunter, do it up.
All right. My full name is Silius Foe Smasher, but I typically go by Sly. I am a dwarf from lands unknown to anybody here. I've kind of wandered through the wild lands for most of my life. I spend my life in pursuit of mortal pleasures and absolute destruction because I believe that glory always lies beyond the horizon.
All right. Keep it going. Somebody else.
Oh, don't make me go. Okay, I'll go. I'm Agamar the Eldest. I'm an elf wizard. I believe at some point, probably about 100 years ago, all of my memories were taken from me, and I had to start over as an old man. And I've been sort of trying to find who has done that.
All right, Billy, what do you got for me, Rinsler?
Right. I am a human paladin named Thaddeus, questing in this cursed desert to lift the unnatural darkness or curse that has got this entire region under its spell. I've hired the local riffraff to accompany me with promises of treasure and reward to presumably destroy the curse and whatever's causing it.
Okay, and then Mike, let's hear this weaving.
I am Rook. I'm a thief, and that's all you need to know about that.
All right. To be fair, that is a move of yours.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right. If you guys are unfamiliar with Dungeon World, it's not a lot different than D&D, but the way that it works is it's more of a conversation. So we are all telling the stories. If I have to ask you guys at any point in time, so what are you guys doing? I'm literally going to deal 5 damage to you guys. It should be a constant going. Don't say the name of moves. That's you give me the fiction, I will give you the roll. You're going to hear me say that quite a bit. Give me the fiction. All right. So standing in front of you are the set of stairs leading down into this ancient tomb. The sky is dotted with red, white, blue, and yellow pinpricks of the stars. You can see the faint distance of nebula and the galactic gas that streaks across the skies. And as you look down and the cold wind bites at your flesh, you see a stone door etched into the bottom of the stairs. The stone itself has a picture of the sun god Ra standing there in all of his glory with this light shining down on him. What do you guys do? And that'll be the last time I say that.
Say, wow, we almost took 5 damage. It's bullshit.
Before we do that, did we actually do our bonds?
Oh, no. All right, cool. Go for it. My bad.
Sorry. As I suspected, I believe my original bonds are still accurate. 1, Rook is keeping an important secret from me. 2, Silius Foe Smasher is woefully misinformed about the world. I will teach them what I can.
All right. Do you guys agree with these bonds? You guys have to actually agree with the bond.
Yeah, why the fuck not? Of course.
All right.
I mean, you are clearly keeping secrets from us.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
Rook, what's that secret?
Oh, man. Wow, you put me right on the spot, Bob.
I believe in you.
What is the secret he is keeping? He's royalty.
Ooh, I like it. Okay. Cool. Like an actual prince or king or like a distant cousin?
I think he's an actual prince.
Okay.
Not quite a prince in the pauper kind of situation, but he was like, fuck this. This is boring. And he's actively sought adventure, which means he's constantly pursued by the actual royal guards wherever he goes, which is why his pseudonym is Rook, that he goes by, and that's why that's all you need to know. Because the more you know, the more of a danger you are.
Yeah, now the players know that, but the characters do not, so keep that in mind. All right, keep the bonds going. Who else got more bonds for me?
Oh, Silius Foe Smasher. Are you good with that one?
I'm totally fine with that. In fact, that actually kind of lines up with one of mine. So my bonds that I had were Thaddeus shares my hunger for glory. The earth will tremble at our passing. If you're cool with that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thaddeus?
Okay.
All right, so the actions of these party members of mine seem to endanger their very souls. I will do my best to keep them from ending up in the fiery brimstones that are of the hell that they're destined to.
Okay. But you're cool with the one that he gave to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
I also have Rook is puny and foolish, but amusing to me.
All right. Thaddeus, you have another one?
I dig that.
So do each of these party members get their own kind of...
Yeah. So the way that it works is per bond. When you ever go to aid or hinder someone, it's going to ask you to roll per bond. So you count how many bonds that you have with said person, and you get to roll plus that amount of number. Also, it counts for XP. So if during the session, it becomes to the point where you no longer think that this guy is puny and weak, then by all means, feel free to tell me that's done, and you will get an XP. There is an XP move, but because we're running a one shot, you guys can level up in the middle of the game. So keep in mind, every time you fail, you get an XP.
How many how many XP to level does it take?
You guys are at level 3, so it is at 10, 9, maybe 10. I think it's 10 XP. We'll call it 10 for now.
Okay.
Cool.
I had one last bond as well.
Go for it.
Oh, Agamar's ways are strange and confusing.
Yeah. I feel like that's true always.
It is very true. Actually, every character I play, it's probably true.
Yeah. All right, Rook, bonds.
Man. I stole something from the king. Agamar knows incriminating details about me.
Is the king my father? Is that maybe my father?
No, the king's his father.
My dad.
Oh, okay.
You're 2,000 years old. You don't have parents.
Okay, I thought I was royalty too, though.
That's true.
That was his secret.
That's true.
Oh.
I feel like Thaddeus, you're the paladin, right?
That's correct.
Perfect. Thaddeus has my back when things go wrong. And I don't have one. Hunter, what is your character's name for me? Just so I remember. Oh, never mind. You just put it there. Silius Foe Smasher.
I go by Sly, typically.
Yeah, right. Okay. What do I have for Sly? Man, I don't have one for him yet. I'll come back to that one.
That's fine. You don't even have to.
Yeah, I was going to say, we could be running a con, but you think I'm weak and puny, so I was like, that doesn't make quite applicable. Although we could be.
I do think that you're amusing to me, so I could be persuaded to go along with it.
That's true. That's true.
It may be that he's just so like gigantic that, small and puny to him doesn't really mean much.
You know what we do? You know what? Let's do that one. We do have a con running. The con being that if you protect me through the entire dungeon, we'll split the treasure.
Got it.
Ooh,
that's cool.
I see PvP coming.
Whatever.
I like this. All right, cool. So, all right. With all that being said, you guys now have your bonds. Don't forget, aid or hindering, and back to the door. So the door sits there looming over you guys. Ra stares down with his brilliant light.
Okay. Do I detect any magic on the doorway?
That sounds like you're trying to discern realities. I hate that I have to say that. Go ahead and roll.
I'm actually casting detect magic.
Oh, hey, yeah, go for it.
I can do it as a cantrip.
Yeah, let's hope you don't forget it. Oh, you don't forget cantrips, correct?
Correct.
All right. I'm going to be playing audio through Roll20, by the way.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad you figured it out.
No, I knew how to do it. I just...
Oh, I don't know why there's a roll there. I don't think I actually have to roll.
Oh, that's right, because it's just a thing, right? You do.
I put that in manually, so it's probably done wrong.
Yeah, you 100% do. You notice that the door itself seems to have a circular pattern drawn across the bare center and right where it splits. You imagine that opening this up in some way is going to cause significant damage to anyone standing in front of it.
Okay. Then I would say to the thief, "Watch out! I believe there's a magical trap on the door."
Is that your old man voice? I like it.
Yeah, it's my old man voice.
Oh,
Pretty
man.
good. So, why are you telling me?
Oh, I
Disarm
just
it.
assumed you would go in first.
Yes, I'm going to walk into the magical trap that you detected with your magic.
Remember, Rook, success is commemorated. Failure is merely remembered.
And idiocy is an atrocity. Use your magic to disarm it. What sense does that make?
Fine. I was hoping to save this for something important.
Like getting
and
into the entire objective?
I cast Dispel Magic on the door.
Okay, cool. Do you have to roll for that? Yeah, you have to roll a spell. Yeah, you have to roll a spell.
Oh, I rolled a 3. Sorry.
No, that's level.
That's weird. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm doing this wrong. Let me get to the
You're good.
other thing.
You just have to roll a. No, you can literally click the roll spell.
Yeah,
There.
I was on the wrong tab there.
Ooh.
Got it.
All right. So you get to choose one. You get to, because you got a 7. So the way that Dungeon World works is 10 or higher, whatever you guys say, it happens. I can't argue. If you get I think it's a 9 or 7 to a 9, it can happen, but with some consequences. And lower than a 6, you fail. I get to make a move, and you get to mark XP. So a 7 or 9, you get to choose one of those fantastic options. Do you want unwelcome attention? Do you want to disrupt the fabrics of reality? Jesus. And do you want this, or do you want the spell to be forgotten?
I would like to disrupt the fabric of reality, please.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
That's
All right.
mahogany.
And I take -1 forward or ongoing. I don't know if there's a difference there.
Ongoing, yeah. So it means to cast a spell for the rest of the day, you're going to have a -1.
Okay.
But you pretty much get the wish spell at this point. As you do, the door starts to vibrate and it starts to mold. And you notice that from the door, the shape of 1,000 ducks fall to the ground, quacking. Quacking as they do. The door dissipates. And in front of you stands a hallway. Keep it going.
Are you new at this?
I believe I've been at it for a couple of, at least, millennia.
While they're talking, I just walk forward very silently, and I just kind of like waddle forward a little bit because I'm a dwarf, and I'm not like encumbered or anything. I'm just like waddling my way through the door, just like harumph.
As you do, you hear quack from underneath your feet as you accidentally step on one of the ducks.
I do not care.
Okay. That was Daffy. All right. As you move into the hallway, you hear a burst coming from the walls. Fire seemed to lurch out onto ever glowing torches. And in front of you, you see what appears to be a T-junction. I'm going to go ahead and move you guys to the map now.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. And on the map, you guys will be here. In front of you, the hallway comes to a T-junction. You notice 3 doors at the far end, one to the north, one to the east, and one to the west. Just on your left is an inlet in the wall. And on the wall there, you notice a ram's head. The ram's head has sharp razor-like teeth that come out of its maw. And inside, very faintly, you can see a lever. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's a trap if I've ever seen one.
Indeed.
Someone's gonna put their hand in, grab the lever, it's gonna bite you, and bleed everywhere.
I
Anyone with
suppose you
ropes?
want me to do that one too.
I mean, if it's not too much to ask. But no, I was going to wrap a rope around it and pull it myself. I'm not an idiot.
That makes sense. Let's do that.
So Rook's gonna go over there, and he's gonna like tie a fashion of rope into like a loop and kind of throw it into the mouth and try to hook the lever.
Okay. So I'm going to have you roll plus dex on this.
Okay.
Before you do, on a 10 or plus, whatever you want is going to happen. On a 7 to 9, it can happen. We'll let you choose. And on a 6, that thing's chomping on your hand.
Great. How about a 13? What does a 13 do? Does it win?
Yeah, you win Dungeon World.
Perfect,
You won
great.
the
That's
game.
what I thought.
All right.
He walks over, he makes a very small lasso and just sort of like I got this one. And tosses it gingerly into the mouth, and then zip, sips it tight, and then pulls on the lever. And I assume the mechanism closes down on and chops the rope in half. But he is, not in danger at all because it's a rope.
Yeah, of course. You have clearly have done something like this before. You're used to lassoing small things.
Yeah.
Just as you do, you hear a series of yelping coming from your right as you notice that the door that it opens, the door to the north, leads to a room filled of howling and yapping jackals. And behind it, you see a figure with a jackal face and a human body, skin black like ebony, and what appears to be a gold headdress encompassing a body. Its eyes grow red as it stares forward. It lets out a vicious howl as the jackals rush towards you guys.
I want to cry out a challenge to my enemies with my "What are you waiting for?"
You said the move.
Oh, sorry.
I'll let it go. All right.
Yeah.
So you scream at these creatures. What do you scream?
I scream, "Come at me then, weaklings."
Yeah. As the jackals start rushing towards you in a massive wave of animal and body parts. What do you... Keep it going. Everyone keep going.
So while he's basically antagonizing all of these monsters, I'm going to try to take a defensive pose next to him and help him out in this, attack that he's doing. And I'll just basically say, through the destruction of our enemies, do we earn our salvation? And just bring up my shield.
Cool. So roll me a define danger. So you're going to roll me plus con on this one because you're enduring for him.
All right.
So just roll a con check.
Con check. Here we go.
All right. You notice that this massive wave of dog running towards you is incredibly large. It seems like it's going to overwhelm you. If you stay here, you'll stop some of the attacks coming from to the barbarian, but in turn, they're going to swarm you and attack you.
I'll go ahead and stay there.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to make a move, but I'll do it in a second. Sly, what are you doing?
So is there a enemy within striking distance?
Yeah, there's a wave of them.
Okay, the biggest one, I'm going to attack with let me double check what my weapons are. Yeah, with my axe.
All right. So you grab your axe and you swing it in a sweeping like motion towards the wave of creatures. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and roll me a hack and slash.
Okay. Do I click on the name of my weapon then on my character sheet?
I think it's the actual hack and slash move.
I don't have that.
Okay, so just roll me plus strength.
Okay. And would that be considered in pursuit of pure destruction?
Yeah, actually, I'll say you're trying to destroy this wave. I'll let you get away with that.
Okay, so that's a D6 plus a D8 plus my strength.
Right. So go ahead and what I remember there's special stipulations on that move. What were they?
For it just says that whenever I am pursuing pure destruction and or mortal pleasures, I get to roll a D6 plus a D8, and if the D6 is higher, then you will introduce a complication or danger that comes about due to my heedless pursuits. So if my D6 is higher than my D8, then you give me a consequence.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Go for it.
I rolled a 10 total, and my
D6
was higher. Yeah.
So you notice that if you go ahead with this, you're going to be able to cleave through a bunch of them. But if you do, your hammer and your axe you're not going to be able to hold on, and you're going to turn around and hit Agamar.
Oh, I always get hit in the back. That's something that always happens when you DM, Bob.
Yeah,
I would hit Agamar if I continued with the attack.
It's internal hatred.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, it's worth it. I'll try not to kill you as it's happening.
As it's happening.
Oh no, can't stop. Don't die.
His tiny frame can't stop swinging. It's momentum.
I hope you one hit kill me in the very first attack.
Oh my god.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. That's when I click on the name of my weapon, right?
No, you're going to actually roll your damage. Or no, you click on your damage, I believe. But you get special modifiers too, don't forget.
Yeah, I get a plus D4.
Yep. So go ahead and roll your damage and then roll an additional D4. All damage in Dungeon World stays the same through the class unless you get moves that modify it.
Okay. I don't know why it's not letting me. Let's try that. Okay, there we go.
All right, cool. Yeah, so 9, and roll me a D4.
Okay.
Sweet.
4.
So as you cleave through, a wave of dogs start to fly towards you. And just as it does, a single duck from behind you also happens to get in the way. You manage to take out 13 of these creatures. And as you swing through Agamar, you take 3 points of that damage.
Are there any enemies remaining that I did not cleave through from that were hit by the strike?
I'm going to say that maybe there's about 8 left.
So, can I use the forceful property to push those back?
Yeah, without a doubt, of course. The animals were thrown back, almost as in a scene of 300 as they push their shields forward. Your axe swings through, launching the remaining backwards. I speak with my hands a lot, and I guess I tend to hit my mic. All right, keep it going.
So Rook is sorry, Thaddeus is like shield wall, right? That's what's happening there. I just want to make sure.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And Sly is swinging. He's a helicopter of blood. Perfect. Rook runs into the fray after Sly and jumps off his small frame and attempts to get behind the oncoming animals to stab them from behind.
Okay. Yeah, as you do, go ahead and roll me a Defy Danger.
Okay.
Plus Dex.
Plus Dex. Bam.
Give me 1 second. I need to grab my charger.
9.
9. Okay. I'm going to tell you that you're going to be able to make this happen. Mm-hmm. But if you do, you notice that the jackal-like creature is starting to step forward, and he's moving his mace up, and you notice that it starts to glow. You imagine that something's about to come through with this. You can land, and I will give you +1 to your attack, but there's a chance that you might get hit with whatever he's about to do.
Okay, so I would land between dogs and him?
Correct.
Well, fuck me. Yeah, I'm doing it. Yeah, so he does. He flips over, jumps over Sly, lands behind, definitely on his feet behind the dogs, between this guy, and he's going to cleave into one of these dogs. But I think, is the jump just my action, or is the attack also part of that?
You're going to get an attack now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going to... So remind me how Backstab works, Vice Hack and Slash.
So you're just going to roll a hack and slash, and then if you succeed on the hack and slash, you get to add the extra damage.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Thaddeus, the wave of dogs that starts to flow over the barbarian towards you, land on top of, or over you onto the barbarian, land on top of you, and they start biting and breaking into your skin. You take a total of 3 points of damage.
All right. Is that including my armor?
That is not, so go for it. You don't take any damage at all, Mister. I have like 40,000 AC.
I have a question, Bob, real quick on that. So does that mean that they're no longer affected by my challenge that I shouted at them?
They jump through him to get to you.
I see.
Right. 14 on the hack and slash. Oh, boy.
So you have a shitload of damage coming at you. On these dog things. So the damage of the weapon is 6. I'm just going to roll this again. Backstab gives it an extra 3, and then I think that's it.
Okay.
And can I avoid... So it says deal damage to the enemy and avoid their attack. Since they're not attacking me, can I avoid the attack of Anubis guy over there?
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to say this. Because you overkilled the remaining of the jackals, I'm going to say... do a little bit of spin move after slicing through the jackals and release one of your daggers towards the towards the head jackal.
Screw that guy.
Yeah, the dagger flies out, strikes into his left shoulder. You can see this black blood start oozing and dripping, and you notice that as it hits the floor, a bit of steam comes off the ground. All right, keep it going.
I would like to cast a spell, please.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Give me the fiction.
Okay. I sort of I stick my staff straight into the ground, and I sort of wag my finger toward the head Anubis guy, and I begin to cast a magic missile at him. As I do, a burst of light sort of shoots out like an arrow from my fingertips.
Do you do just like that too? Do you like poke the?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like I'm pushing it forward, like with a little tap.
Yeah, the poke of anger. I like it. Yeah, it happens.
12. Okay, cool. Let me get to the other tab here. Sorry.
Yep, not a problem.
And I deal 2 damage.
Right. Hey man, it's 2 damage. That's 2 damage not negated by armor. The missiles burst out. You notice that 2 of them kind of hit into the side of the hallway around you. This is not meant for confined combat. As the other 2 whiz, one goes up underneath the paladin's legs and shield, while the other one goes right past the barbarian's head. As the thief is making a spin move, he kind of spins in the middle of the 2 magic missiles as they strike into the jackal-like creature. It looks at you guys and howls. Keep it going.
I scream back in defiance.
Okay, yeah. Roll it.
What do I roll?
That's your attack me thing, right?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Let me go to it on my sheet. Sorry, I'm still figuring out the sheet. It's not what I'm used to.
No problem.
11.
Yeah, then it happens. I can't deny you.
He's going to ignore all of my companions and solely focus on attacking me.
Right, but now keep in mind, he deals an additional 2 damage.
Yes.
Keep it going, guys.
Taking advantage of that distraction, I see the dagger sticking out of its thigh after I stabbed it in there. I'm going to run, grab the dagger, and slide between its legs.
Yes, do it. Go ahead and roll me a hack and slash.
Okay, cool. Kapow. 12.
Yeah, Jesus, you guys need to stop this. It happens. You guys will never.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that plus 1d6. So you take 2 damage, you take the backstab damage, and then wow, that was butts. And then you take an additional 1d6, so a total of 8 damage.
Yeah, he takes the 8 damage. You could see he's covered in scrapes as you slide through and then thrust it upwards. You notice that there's nothing there to actually hit. He is definitely amorphous, and is that the right word? I feel like that's the right word.
That's a word.
Yeah, cool.
Amorphous is like a blob.
Yeah, we'll go with it.
Yeah.
You notice that as this happens, though, the blood splatters from your dagger. You are open to his attack, which will be the blood falling onto you.
Gotcha.
You take 2 points of damage as you can feel it burning into your leather armor and through into your flesh.
How does armor work for that?
So it's going to go past your armor. Okay. This pierces armor.
Yep.
But yeah, armor just will negate damage. So if you have 2 armor, it would be -2 to the damage. Gotcha. But this goes through it. Roll me a Constitution plus Constitution for me.
Okay. 5.
Yeah. You start to hear the sound of whispers coming from around you. You don't exactly know where they're coming from, but it seems to echo all throughout these hallways. The creature sitting there holding its body, it is not doing well, slams its staff onto the ground. And as it does, a series of light line starts to burst around him in a circular motion. You can see in his left hand, he pulls up a giant fireball and thrusts it.
I would like to counterspell this if I could.
Damn right you do. Go for it.
Okay, good. Let me... oh, right. I have to basically do a cast a spell. 14? Ooh, that's with the -1 modifier, too.
Got him. Do it up. You guys are really good at role-playing games.
All right, so is the path clear to this?
Can I describe what happens when I counter this, by the way?
Sure. Yeah, go for it. Give me the fiction.
Cool. So I stick my staff in the ground, sort of lining up with where his was, and a giant circular runic designed pattern sort of expands out from the crystal on top of the staff and sort of moves forward to where he's casting the spell. And as it does, the magic energy just kind of dissipates.
Yeah, I'm going to say it actually launches from his hand, and right before it hits the barbarian, it slams into the fireball and immediately just absorbs it in a kind of as if you're touching water. As it
Appreciate it.
Thaddeus, you were going to say something?
Yeah, what's the situation looking like down the hall towards this Anubis jackal creature?
He's pretty much dead. You see the thief standing behind him.
In between us?
Nope.
All right, I'm going to run up to him and basically try to slash it with my blade while screaming, through the destruction of our enemies do we earn our salvation. And
yes. Go for it. Roll a hack and slash for me.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to allow this to happen, but if it does, you're going to coat yourself in this armor-piercing liquid. But because you are so heavily armored, it's actually going to reduce the effectiveness of your armor, preferably by 1 if you follow through with this. But this will
hold back.
This will kill him, though.
I'll trust in my allies for this and not want to sully my precious armor.
Okay, cool. The next person that attacks will get a +1.
I want to leap at him and I want to attack with my axe.
Right. And just as the blade comes through, he goes and he turns sideways, causing the jackal to look at him as as the barbarian lurches forward above him. Same deal to you. If this hits you, this is going to do some damage to you.
That's fine.
Okay, do it up.
All right.
Remember, he gets a +2.
Right.
Okay, do your damage.
Does that hit?
The hack and slash 9 hit. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. 6 does not. Mark 1 XP for yourself.
Okay.
You slam the axe onto the ground. You can see a crater form underneath it. A shattering spine comes up. Rook, go ahead and roll me a Defy Danger. As the crack settles across the ground, the sandstone starts to wiggle, and you can see a chasm starting to form under the barbarian's smash.
13.
Yeah, you manage to dodge just out of the way as it strikes into the wall. A series of rocks fall down where you just were.
Perfect. How wide is this chasm in the middle of this hallway now?
I'm gonna say maybe like 3 feet.
Okay, so there's still some legwork on either side of it. I think he sees the begin to crackle, and he pushes to one side and leaps off of the wall, Prince of Persia style. And in doing so, he's going to strike the dagger across the back of this jackal and land on the opposite side of the crevice.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a hack and slash.
10.
Yeah.
So
happens.
Perfect. That does exactly that.
Is your character a human?
He is a human.
Agamar is genuinely impressed.
Perfect.
Those are elfin moves, boy.
Is that what he shouts out, in the middle of combat?
Yeah.
He has a moment of senility, and he's like, "Oh, we're not in danger. Those are great."
He's on the verge.
Perfect. And I'm going to take that 1d6.
Yeah. So
11 damage.
Yeah. So how do you want to kill him? Do you want to slice off his head? Do you want to slice him in half?
Nah, he's got a dagger, right? So it's not an impressive weapon, but he basically drives it into his left shoulder blade and just drags it across the back of him. So when he falls forward into the crevice, you see that there's a 3-inch deep incision across his back that you can see his shoulder blade shift as he tries to grab on to something as the crevice consumes him.
And as you do, the blood from that lashes out, striking into Sly for his 6. Ooh. And you 5 points of damage as the creature falls to the ground. Dust and sand kick up around it, making it hard to see and breathe for a second. And as you guys come to, the body is no more. The blood is gone, and even the chasm that you were standing in no longer exists.
I sort of poke my staff at the spot where the chasm was to make sure before I try and walk over it. I want to make sure it's not an illusion.
Okay. It definitely is not.
So, I thought we were robbing a tomb here. This is a little bit more than what we all, at least what I signed up for. Someone needs to start talking.
Tomb.
Yes, there are many secrets here, I feel.
So it's a cursed tomb.
You have nothing to fear with me. Glory lies beyond the horizon.
You're literally bleeding so much.
Not that bad. This is only a flesh wound.
It is but a scratch.
I've suffered way worse from way worse enemies. I fear no creature.
Is there any of the blood left anywhere? Like on a blade or on someone's armor or something like that? Everything's gone.
No, sir.
Interesting.
Before you have 3 options. The pathway to the north, which is already opened, and you can see a platform in the dead center with another face of some type of creature against the wall. You also have a room to the east and a room to the west.
Why don't we peek in the other doors before we commit to a single path?
Indeed. I'll check the western door.
Okay. You walk up to the western door, and around the doorframe itself are a series of picture-like writing that accumulates around the frame. The door, similar in material, but not ornately carved, sits in the center of these writings.
Sheepishly, I'm going to say, I can't read. Somebody come read this for me.
When I hear him say that, I feel like I should sort of help him learn to read as I read it to him. So I'm going to like read it aloud and sort of be like, this is that word. And you know these words. This is what they look like on paper.
They look so squiggly when they're written down.
What does it say when I go read it?
Well, it's actually not in writing. It's hieroglyphs. But you see what appears to be a series of pharaohs that seem to have been wrapped up in something, put into a coffin-like object that made of stone that resembles their face.
Okay. I don't know what the hell this means.
Ancient elf here, boys. Ancient elf.
Okay.
Let's
check out the other door now.
Okay. Walking.
Did we check the door before we left? Is there any indication of how it opens?
I would assume it was that lever. Jackal-headed statue pulled a lever. Jackal-headed man came out and attacked me. Well, everyone else do, I guess.
But do these side doors have levers too? Or does it just look like they're doors with handles? Or what kind of doors are they?
I don't know. That sounds like you're trying to discern realities.
That seems fair. A 10?
Yeah. Ask me 3 questions from that list.
Okay. What should I be on the lookout for?
Traps.
Traps. Okay.
So that was a gimme.
Right. What here? Thanks for that valuable answer. What here is useful or valuable to me? Now, don't fuck this one up.
You notice that on the top of the door that you're looking at, there seems to be a string that goes from inside the door itself to the frame on the outside. It's only visible for maybe about 1.5 inches.
Okay. So I would sort of try and point this string out.
And what was the third one?
Oh, you said 3. Who's really in control here?
You get this overwhelming sense that something is watching you. And every time you look around, you don't seem to notice anyone there, but you see shadows out of the corners of your eyes, and especially you, Rook, who is continuing to hear these whispers.
Neat. Okay.
I'm going to leave that bit of information to myself. That last bit. I would still point out the seemingly trap mechanism attached to this door, though, before anyone opens it.
Get out or stand back. I want to get about 15 feet away and throw my dagger at the string.
Okay. Keep in mind, you have someone in the party who's... Okay. Go for it.
I'm very haughty, so I'm like, I can do this.
You're going full Varys right now.
No. Let him do it.
Well, I rolled a 10.
All right. Cool. So, and you're literally throwing a dagger at this, right? Or
Yeah,
your hammer?
No, it's a dagger.
Oh, you have a dagger. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So yeah.
So where's everyone right now? I feel like that's important.
Did he tell us? To
I
move
said to get behind me and move
You
back.
did.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're
Then I would have.
15
It would have
feet away.
taken. It would have taken me, longer than you wanted for it to happen because I'm slow and old. But I would have eventually got behind you, complaining the whole way there.
These youngins, I used to have to do this barefoot in the snow.
Uphill
Back
both
in my
ways.
day, I would have blown through this door with a big ass spell, and now I can't.
Now I'm old and the brain's addled, and I forget more spells than you could know.
It's true.
I think he actually described his character like that
I
when you
did
first
say
pitched
that.
it to me.
That's perfect.
Last,
I had more
last
spell.
door that you encountered turned into a flock of ducks.
That's true.
Yeah. You guys are pretty good on the doors right now. Not so much this one. So how far back were you standing, Silas?
I was about 15 feet.
Okay. You see a cylinder of purplish white energy that burst forth from this door. It comes maybe about 1.5 inches away from your face.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel the force and the wind push back you, and everyone else kind of puts their hands up, but you stand there strong and mighty as the wind pushes back your dwarven beard and it just dissipates. And in front of you, the
His
rubble.
beard dissipates.
No, the,
That would have
the
been
white
better.
and purple cylinder. And before you just stands a rubble of what was left of the door. Inside of the room, you see what appears to be 3 sarcophagi.
I don't know.
Yeah. Light flickers off in the room.
So the
Okay.
lights flickered on or off, did you say?
On, sorry.
Rook, this
do I-
seems like your territory.
I would like to see if I can detect magic inside of the room.
Yeah, go for it. Roll the spell.
It's a cantrip for me.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
elf
Yeah.
wizard.
So how do cantrips work for the wizard? You just do them?
I don't think there's a roll. Let me double check, but
Or maybe they can't be forgotten.
I think that's actually probably what. Well, it's not a spell roll whenever I do one though.
You know what? For the sake of time, we're just going to say that it happens. Yeah. There's this black, evil magic coming from inside the sarcophagus. All 3.
Okay, I would let the party know that there's something evil inside of these sarcophaguses. I don't know if we want to deal with it now or if we're gonna have to deal with it later.
Probably will at some point if we're going to be taking the loot from here.
Okay, well, actually, I think I do have to succeed on a spellcasting roll to do this. I believe
It's
you're
fine. We'll do it next time. We'll do
Okay.
it next time.
So you say evil lies in these sarcophagi.
right. It's more than just the old bones of royalty.
Should we try to eliminate it before it has a chance to emerge on its own?
Let's see what lies in the other room first.
Okay. Moving your way towards the other door, you notice that the door itself is completely plain. There seems to be no hieroglyphs at it, but in the dead center of this door is what appears to be some type of circular mechanism. You're not quite sure of what it is just from glancing at it from afar. You're muted, Mike.
Do you want to throw another axe at that, or...
I'll let you handle this one.
Thank you. He kind of pushes by Sly and walks towards the door, and I'm going to take a look at this mechanism.
Okay. So do me a real quick look at your moves. Do they have anything to do with spotting, or is it just going to be a discern reality?
It depends. Is this a trap?
It's a lock.
Then
tell
I
me.
do have a lock thing, I believe. Hold on, let me look at this. Tricks of the trade? When I pick locks or disable traps.
Yep. So go ahead and roll me a tricks of the trade.
Perfect. Let's do that. Tricks of the trade. A 9.
Okay. So you have 3 lock picks. We're gonna say.
Sure.
You can succeed at doing this, but your favorite one's gonna break.
Oh, that's a bitch. That's my lucky
What's
one.
it? Yeah. What's its name?
It doesn't have a name, but it looks way different than all the rest of them. This looks like it has a very ornate silver handle that actually looks like a skeleton key, and then the wire comes out and has those typical lockpick edges on the end of it. Yeah, I think he breaks that. But I kind of see this mechanism as like a series of gears that he kind of puts into place, and once you get him in the right order, it reveals the keyhole, and then he begins to rake his lockpick back and forth in there, and you hear the ting, click, and the tine breaks. But he has the key side still, but it's no longer useful as a lockpick. It's just a neat little key, and that he pockets and turns the mechanism that you can hear the door unlock from the other side.
Yeah, absolutely. And I imagine that a blacksmith back in town could fix that for you easily.
I hope so. Or at least one of the royal family. One of the royal blacksmiths could. I'll just have to go home and get that done.
Yeah. You open up the door, and inside you see a series of jars and vases in the corner. You also see what appears to be 2 sarcophagus that lay down. But these ones don't seem to be like the others. They're made out of cheaper material. They're stone, unlike the other ones that were casted out of bronze.
So I'm gonna reach out with my divine will and search out what in this room is evil.
You see nothing that is evil.
This room is not like the other. Agamar, do you want to double check?
Yeah, sure. I will risk it. Let me get my
Biscuit for the biscuit.
So casting spells can have negative consequences for you.
I could theoretically forget the cantrip.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
are you looking that up?
Yeah, I looked it up already.
It doesn't matter. It happens. So you're detecting magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be nothing coming from the sarcophagi, but you notice that the vases and the jars seem to be glowing.
Okay. I say, there's nothing evil in these coffins here. I would take a look at these jars, though.
Yeah, you notice it. Yeah, you notice a faint holy light coming from them. And as you look in there, you see a series of limes, unaffected by time.
Did you say limes?
Yeah,
fruit. Okay.
I've already started winging this.
Okay.
So
I just want to make sure I heard limes and not limes, and I was like, wait a minute.
You did.
Okay.
with these particular jars, do we know if they're tied to the evil in the other room?
They don't appear to be. You would have seen it.
Do we know anything about these particular jars? Are they religious in nature?
You see the image of Ra on some of them.
All right. Are they going to help us at all in the future?
I don't know. Are they?
good.
Are those limes?
Looks like it. I want to loot the coffins.
I would like to pick up one of the limes.
Yeah, I'd go with Agamar and pick up one of the limes as well.
You're gonna loot a coffin?
Maybe I'll just announce that I want to loot a coffin.
I would like to loot a coffin.
Yes.
Just waiting to see if anyone's gonna stop you.
Yes, I'm going to say there might be treasure here. We're here for treasure.
Usually, they're buried in jars, the treasure here. But here is limes. I'm not saying that limes aren't treasure, since this is a tomb and these are completely edible limes. I'm just saying.
Well, we don't want to get scurvy, and you are the brains of this operation.
Can I cast Unseen Servant? I would like him to hold my lime for me.
Yeah, of course. So what is your unseen servant's name?
My Unseen Servant's name is going to be Portus.
Portis.
Portis.
You hear, you rang.
Come here. Hold this lime for me.
You hear, and a series, the lime just like lifts up out of your hand and floats in midair. Yes, I just made lurch.
Yeah.
I would like to draw unwelcome attention to myself or put myself in a spot if I'm choosing because I rolled a 7 on this.
You want to put yourself in a spot. I'm going to hold that.
Okay.
Rook is also going to reach in and grab a lime. And in a carefree manner, he kind of flicks out his dagger and begins to peel the lime. And then eats it.
Yeah, roll me a d4.
Perfect.
Uh-oh.
One.
That's how many hours you have left to live.
Perfect.
No, I'm joking. You heal
Well,
from
the
HP.
stream's 2. Well, yeah. So he peels off like half of the lime and then just sort of bites into it. And he makes like a tart face and he says, "No, they're delicious."
Oh, rough. I want one of those.
You also notice
Some of
that
them
from your skin, your body's sweating, but the sweat seems to be sticky.
Oh. I keep that sticky information to myself.
Yeah, as most would.
Yeah.
I downed the lime, peel and all.
Gross.
Okay, roll me a d4.
Okay.
I'm
not
not
gonna
know
do-
how we're going to resolve our bond about you being woefully misinformed about the world if they're eating limes with the peel on.
I rolled a 4.
It's
You
your
heal for
job,
fun.
Agmar. It's literally
No,
No,
it's
like
important
this.
to note that in total, there's about 10 of these.
Okay.
You have to want to learn. You have to want to learn.
I'm going to say the peel is edible too.
Is the peel edible?
I
I actually don't know that about limes.
I don't think, I mean, you can put zest in things.
That's
Yeah, I
true.
guess so.
Yeah, sure, why not? Oh, you mean in real life? Yeah, I wouldn't advise that. Kids don't try this at home.
Don't eat the peels of fruits, please. Just as like a cautionary tale.
I'm excusing a lot because I recognize the trauma and the loss that you have suffered. But my patience isn't limitless, unlike my authority. We should be moving on.
Let's do it. Choose a room, boss.
I mean,
Let's
there's
check that west room.
there's evil down there. Why don't you go smite it?
After you.
I'm not here to smite evil. I'm here to unlock doors and get treasure.
I'm here to fuck shit up. Let's go.
Oh shit.
Sly, if you don't mind opening one of those sarcophagus that radiates the evil.
And he must be paying you extra.
Let's go.
Okay.
Glory lies beyond the horizon.
You
Good
guys
luck.
move in. You guys move into the other room, and as you do, as soon as you step foot into the other room, you hear dust and sand creak as the front of the sarcophagi fall onto the ground. A clattering noise can be heard all throughout here, and from it you see 3 mummies, bandage ridden. Half of their bandages have fallen off their face, and you can see what is left of their decrepit skull. Teeth sharp, and they come to points at the canine. They look you over and they start running towards you, Sly. And as they do, they stop.
I like mirror what they're doing. That's try to like an intimidation technique.
It kind of reaches out and then wipes the slimy liquid from your skin and looks over at Thaddeus. Thaddeus, did you eat one of the limes?
I did not.
Immediately they go and they rush towards you.
Can I attack them as they're running by me?
Yes, you can.
I'm going to attack them with my axe then.
All right, go
And
for it.
Is that pursuit of pure destruction?
I'm going to say because they didn't attack you and you're attacking them anyway. Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Why not?
Okay, so I rolled a 6 and the D8 was higher.
Yeah. What did it mean if you rolled the D8 was higher?
If the D8 was higher, then there's no consequence.
Well, there's no additional consequence. You still rolled a 6.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So mark an XP. You're gonna level quick. As you run up and swing your axe, you trip on some of the bandages that are left behind them, and you fall to the ground. Your axe slides out past Thaddeus and past the creatures into the section, the midsection of the hallway.
Okay.
All right, keep it going, guys.
I'd like to try and target one with another blast of magic missile, if that's okay.
Okay, do it up.
Okay. A 5 on my spell casting roll.
Mark XP.
Okay.
Yay. And as you do, a blast happens. And just as it does, you hear, "Oh no." And you see the lime fall to the ground. And you suddenly forget what you were even trying to do in the first place as your unseen servant disappears.
Where am I?
Can I take advantage of that commotion to make a dash for my weapon?
You can certainly try.
Okay.
I'm going to say you actually do, because they're not even interested in you.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to raise my shield as they're barreling towards me, these undead creatures. And I will mutter, "I will destroy their minds and burn their bodies with Helm's holy fire," and try to smite them with my sword. Just as good Rooks suggested I do.
All right, go for it. That wasn't a move, right? You're just hack and slashing?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay, go for it.
All right, so it's going to be a 7.
All right, so you can choose to succeed, but if you do, they're going to get attacks on you. They're going to deal damage to you.
I'm going to be happy to succeed on that.
Okay, go for it.
Now, how do I roll damage?
You literally just click your damage die, I think. I don't know how to do it from.
And then I get an extra D4, I believe, for smite.
Okay, yeah, you're smiting as well. So what does it look like when you smite? What happens?
So it's going to be like a white-colored fire that is basically like a light blade that looks like, your standard red fire or orange fire, but it's just pure white. And my eyes kind of glow and have that after image.
Yeah, almost like the halo effect around the eyes. And as you swing, your blade lights up in mid-swing. You slice into one of them. Give me 1 second. Cool. You slice into one of them, and you can feel it crack into bone. As you slide through, you can see the fire catches onto one of the bandages, and the whole thing lights up. The creature, as it swings at you with its burning maw, you take 6 points of damage as the creature hits you, and you can feel the searing sensation run past your face.
Okay. I'm going to reduce that by 4 and take 2.
Okay.
A faint echo of a whistle kind of bounces down the hallway from the farthest point away from the combat as the camera pans to Rook, who casually is tossing the half-eaten lime and walks over to one of the sarcophaguses and begins to scratch his dagger along the seam of it, because Sly's doing exactly what their job was, keep him safe while he loots, and he's trying to find where the sarcophagus opens and lift it to open it up to loot in the middle of combat.
Yeah, roll me plus strength.
Sure.
I'll give you a +1 because you're using the dagger as an aid.
Okay, so 13.
Jeez.
Okay. Yeah, Jesus.
Oh my God.
The dagger, you managed to use the dagger for leverage to get that precious couple of inches to get your hands in. And as you pull it up, you see what is a deep crevice filled with gold, gems, platinum, beads of pearls all around it. All of them have the depiction of Ra on them.
He slides it back down, but like enough that he can just give it a shove and move it. And
yeah,
as he walks to the other sarcophagus.
Okay, yeah. Roll me a plus strength for that as well.
Sure. Let's see if I can't fuck this one up.
Are there still
A
mummies
9.
around?
Is there still mummy? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. While he's doing that, I would like to maybe see if I can target another one with another blast of magic missile.
Yeah, go for it. Oh, you forgot magic missile.
Oh, did I forget it? Oh, you didn't tell me I forgot it.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah, your unseen servant went away with the 5 from before, and this would have been the failure, which would have caused you to forget magic missile.
Oh, I didn't know you forget on a failure. I thought that was just a option from.
I used the move. The move. Expend a resource.
Okay, cool.
I also wanted to.
Now I know.
Yeah. You can open up the other sarcophagi, but if you're gonna break your dagger.
Oh man, yeah. He as soon as he like gets the dagger in there, and he can feel like you can feel that like the pressure that this one. Yeah, he yanks it out and says, "No, that other one is plenty enough. I'll keep this. He might need that." But yeah, he walks back by and grabs another lime and looks out the door to see the ensuing combat, and then bites the lime.
All right. Speaking of the combat, what were you gonna do, Sly?
I was going to, as I saw my boss man taking damage, I'm going to say, boss! And I'm going to try to cue him to duck as I'm leaping forward and I'm trying to attack the mummy that just attacked him. Yeah.
I feel like I need to roll discern realities and ask who's really in charge here. All right. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Is that pure destruction?
I'm going to say no because you're defending him.
Okay. Then, let's see.
If you didn't tell me to duck, then it would have been
a 9.
100%. Okay. I'm going to allow this to happen, but if you do, you're going to open yourself up to attacks.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to do one better. If you go through with this attack, what secretions have come off of your skin are going to fly away in the movement.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Roll your damage.
Okay.
Don't forget your modifiers.
Right. Plus a d4. So that is 12 total.
12 total. All right. You cleave into a second one, completely ripping it in half. The creature's body falls, and you can see a series of bugs swarm out of it as locusts move out and crawl into the crevices and the cracks of the stones. As you do, though, the last remnants of the lime kind of falls off of your skin. All right. Keep it going, guys.
all right.
One
I'm
left.
Go ahead and counterattack and follow up after the dwarf has hewn this mummy. Is it looking pretty rough yet?
There's 2 dead. You killed the first one. He killed the second one. Now there's 1 left.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and smite it with holy fire for the watcher. And
Yeah.
go ahead and, I guess, hack and slash roll. Is that what you want?
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, 14 hits. Yeah, and you can choose to do an additional 1d6 if you want to put yourself in harm's way.
Let's hope there's no harm left after this damage roll. So I'm gonna roll the this plus the smite and see how it looks. Is that possible?
Okay. I think you have to choose
now.
prior. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna choose now. We'll roll ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll that extra d6.
Yeah. So d8, a d6, and your actual damage. So 3, 4, 5,
And then there's the 6.
6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Just barely not enough. As you swing through, you cleave off one of the mummy's arms, and as it does, it flies off of its body. It makes a claw-like shape as it grabs at your face. You're going to take 4 points of damage as it grips onto your face, ripping at your flesh, and it flies past you.
Okay.
I would like to come up from behind and bop this creature on the back of its head as hard as I can with my staff.
I like it.
Bop away.
All right, hack and slash.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh fuck, that's a 6.
Okay. You break off the bottom 4 inches of your staff. From now on, as you walk, you're going to be.
That's awesome. The whistling gets louder as if getting closer down the hall. and Rook casually removes the bow from his back, knocks an arrow, and arcs it over the ensuing combat to try to get over his allies and into this last mummy.
Okay, roll me volley. And I was going to say what the complication was going to be, but you actually get to choose your complication with volley. So roll volley for me.
Ooh, 11.
11, that happens.
Sweet.
Roll your damage.
5 damage as the and hits this thing in the chest.
You have a Nerf whistle dagger?
Yes, I certainly do. I've actually bored holes in the shaft itself so that it whistles.
Definitely doesn't hit like a Nerf card. As the creature gets hit, it lurches backwards. Its arms and its feet stretch out forward. It hits the ground and slides across the ground. Another series of bugs and leeches and centipedes crawl out of its body and go into the cracks around it. And before you stands the triumphancy of battle. Triumphancy, is that a word? It is now.
So, Thaddeus, what's your point of being here? Why do you want to be here to smite evil? Was there more to it than that? I don't want to paint you into a corner, buddy, but... Thaddeus.
While this is happening, I'm walking back to the room with the other sarcophagi.
I'm contemplating what I'm trying to say to Rook, because he was not very helpful in that fight until the very, very end. But, I will just say there's no place for the weak-willed or the hesitant, Rook. Only by firm action and resolute faith will we prevail in the face of evil. We will need all of us to work together for this. Because until we defeat the curse of this place, no treasure can leave it.
Right.
If you don't believe me, go ahead and find something valuable and walk out that door. See what happens to you.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. I was just curious what your motives were. Smiting evil was what it was.
He's just doing his job.
Like I said, I didn't want to paint him into a corner, so I figured I'd ask.
So what are you guys doing?
So I walked into the room with the white sarcophagi and I noticed that they'd been opened. So I'm making a note to myself to remember to basically frisk Rook for my half of the loot later.
Oh,
But-
if you walk by Rook, he's still in the hallway closest to the doors, and if he sees you looking towards him, he goes, "Oh, they're both loaded. I only got the one open."
I'm going to say, okay, remember our deal.
That one's
And
mine.
I'm trying to look
That one's
menacing as I say that, as I'm like, don't you dare fuck me over.
yours. Yeah.
But also, you're a dwarf, so it's hard to be that menacing, you know.
Harumph, don't you dare fuck me over. Harumph.
Grr.
Oh man. All right, so it appears that you only have one door left. What do you guys do?
I'm
I'm not going to make you take damage for that.
Sure. I think my old bones could use a rest. And I would like to, if the party is okay with it, spend an hour so I can prepare some spells.
I'll watch over. I'll keep watch.
So, Rook,
Yeah.
why would you be so curious as to uncover the nature of these sarcophagi while the rest of us are fighting off the evil that infests this place?
Well, you see, I looked at the size of me, and then I looked at the size of you, and I looked at the size of him, and I looked at the magical capabilities of him, and I figured, they got it. Plus, it was
So
a
your
crowded
bow-
hallway.
Your bow wouldn't have been handy.
Oh, it was.
At
See how
all
I
in that
took out the
situation?
last one. If you
Right.
recall, my arrow, phew, right by. So you're welcome, is what I'm trying to say.
Can I discern any lies that are kind of coming from Rook?
So many. They're all lies.
All right. I guess roll me a plus wisdom. I'm not going to make this a full.
So my sense is I
You can
basically nobody can lie to me.
But he also has the ability to hide himself as a rogue.
Okay, so how do you want me to do this?
Because you're not trying to detect his alignment, you're trying to detect pretty much his character at this point. I'm going to say that I'm going to go out of the rules here, and I'm going to say it's going to be a wisdom from you and a charisma from him. Highest roll wins.
Okay. Wisdom is not very good for me.
Seems forthright to you.
All right.
I saw the size of the sarcophagus. I assumed they would be at least as big as the Anubis guy. And I almost died from that, so, I did what I could. Plus, I was wounded. And he shows you, the burn marks from where the blood hit him. So I was enjoying one of these limes. They seem to hit the spot. There's a few more if you'd like them. There's 5 more. Or I guess, how many, I guess 3 people took
There's
one?
10.
So 10
Yeah.
total? Yeah, there's 5 more. Rook has 2 hidden on him.
In unbeknownst places.
Yeah.
A lot to figure it out.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a very tight suit he's wearing, so it's a mystery of where they could be hidden.
Yeah. So we'll say that you guys take your hour. You'll get your spell back. And you know what? We'll say that you guys heal up to full as well.
Okay.
Cool. So what's the next move?
I think we should move through this third door that was straight down the first hallway.
In the middle, yes.
Okay.
Let's do it. I want to be in the lead. I said I'll go first.
All right. So you move into the third room. This room itself, to your left, the archways that are there. Oops, sorry. Excuse me. The archway that is there reveals what appears to be a set of walls that are comprised completely out of fire. You can hear the rushing of flame back and forth as you see these mouths of these lions pushing the flame from their maws. In front of you is a single platform on the ground. Beyond it lies something, beyond the flame lies something, but you can't quite tell exactly what it is.
Elder, can you do anything about this?
Elder? Oh, are you calling me Elder?
Yeah, I'm calling
My
Adam.
title is Eldest.
Eldest. Forgive me, eldest.
There is no one elder than I.
I kind of sound
I'm
eccentric.
basically the monarch now.
By process of elimination, we might add.
It's true. Everyone else died. Sure. I would like to sort of approach, maybe like right around here, near where the flames are, and see if there is a way I could dispel the magic that is bringing them forward.
You gather through your magical knowledge that even with your dispel magic, this probably isn't going to have much of effect.
Okay. I don't know if I can solve this one. This is a puzzle.
Could it have something to do with those jars?
Rook is going to take a look around this room, specifically whatever that thing is on the opposite side of the stone plinth.
Yeah, you see what appears to be a embodiment of the head of Ra.
Oh. Interesting. Is it doing anything different or odd?
It seems to be sitting there in all of its Ra-like glory. The high sun.
Can I gather up those jars and bring them into this room? The magical ones?
The jars themselves wasn't magical. It was the limes on the inside.
Oh, the limes. Gotcha.
What about these jars here? And he kind of walks over to the jars closest to the Ra statue. Takes a look inside.
Okay. Yeah. Looking inside of them, they appear all to be empty, though they are large and heavy.
I would like Agamar, to stand on this platform in the center of the room.
You notice that as you do, it depresses maybe about 1.5 inches, and the fire seems to stop.
Ooh, I almost fall over because my staff is a little shorter than it was beforehand.
Yeah.
I'm going to start loading the jars onto that pressure plate.
Yeah, and about after 3 or 4 of them, the sheer weight of it is enough to stop the flames themselves.
Let us walk forward. I still want to be in the lead, so I'll lead the way.
Before you appears to be the statues embodying 2 pharaohs. Along the outside and aligning them are a series of hieroglyphs. words. You notice that in there appears to be a slave who is handing coins to the ferryman of the River of Styx. We're cross-platforming religions here, just so we know.
Yeah, sure we are.
Before you is a small pool that leads deeper out, almost as if it's a river itself, and you notice a series of metal bars that stick into the water.
Okay. I would like to try and cast a spell. I have prepared in place of magic missile. Let me look up the actual name of the spell here. One sec.
For the record, before you tell me the spell, by spending the hour, you could have rememorized magic missile.
I know. I was choosing a different spell because I'm changing it up.
Yep, no problem.
Contact spirits. But I'll have to roll for that. Sorry.
You rolled a 0.
I don't think that was actually 10 on the spellcast roll.
Okay. Okay. So name the spirit you wish to contact, or you can leave it to me, I guess.
Okay. I'm summoning the spirit of the person who's driving the boat. Out of game, I know we're talking about Charin, or however it's pronounced.
Yeah.
I don't know if Agamar knows the name. The boat keeper, or whatever that would be called.
Boatman.
From you, in his full glory, a shadow rises from the ground. It takes form into a hooded figure whose face itself is obscured by darkness. Its robes fall under its hand, and it stands there before you.
Okay. And I ask him, what do we need to safely cross? And I point down where that water sort of leads.
Underneath the robe, his head kind of withers back and forth. Payment.
I'll flick a coin at him and say, buy yourself something pretty.
God.
It falls through his body and onto the ground. Payment must be made.
What form?
He looks at your wounds, and you can swear underneath this hood, you can hear the sound of something wet rubbing over something else.
Gross.
Blood, and I'll hold a bloodied hand out.
I take one of my coins and I sort of I get it to where I'm gonna try and squeeze some blood out of your dwarf bloody hand onto the coin, and I'm gonna see if he takes the bloody coin from me.
His hand reaches out, and from underneath the robe, you can see a skeletal hand reaches forward. It grabs onto the coin and pulls it in. He pulls it up to his mouth. Tastes like fava beans.
Gross.
And with that, the bars. I'll give you a +1 for knowing that.
I'm out. I don't want to be in the dungeon anymore. I'm dead. Going back to being a prince. This is fucking gross.
And with that, the bars fall down to the ground, continuing your passage, and he disperses.
Interesting. Okay. So we have to go through the water, though, correct?
Correct.
I was hoping we wouldn't have to swim.
That was gross.
The water is maybe only about... How tall is the dwarf?
I'm probably about like 4'11".
The water's 5 foot.
I'm gonna say it comes right up to your chin.
Like I'm like on my tippy toes, like trying to stay above the water, like a little kid going into the deep end.
Yeah. Are you guys stepping into the water?
Not yet.
Okay.
Where else can we go? I asked the party.
Rook does.
You step into the water just fine, Rook.
Perfect.
Sure. I'll follow behind.
Ironically, Rook is only like 5'3", so he's also like...
Yeah,
Rook,
of course.
will you toss me a lime?
A lime? You didn't get any out of there?
It kind of fell off in the haste of battle.
That's my last one. And he tosses a lime over to him.
Appreciate it, partner. And I'll just chomp it down. Just, oh.
The whole thing.
Yep.
I think
All
you
right,
should
roll me.
have to make Constitution saves for those limes that you're eating whole.
He eats whole.
I would say so, but he has this thing called hunger and appetite
Yep.
as a barbarian. So I'm going to say roll a d4. He probably doesn't need to do that.
2.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. And then I'll get in the water and wait after it. Harumph.
All right.
Man, I hope nothing attacks us in here. Both my arms are below the water. It's very
Stay
difficult.
behind. I'm like on my tippy toes. I'm like, stay behind me.
I don't.
I can't see you. All I see is a beard.
Rook looks back to Agamar and just goes, and then turns and follows him.
Basically. I'm like,
Are you the
Harumph.
smallest elf in the world?
I'm a dwarf.
No, I'm an Agamar.
Oh.
Yeah, I am actually very small. I'm like hunched over, like old man with like a very hunchy back.
What the fuck? With your beard just floating too.
Uh huh.
Perfect.
My eyebrows are also floating.
So wait,
hang down like a handlebar eyebrows.
Agamar, you didn't eat any lime, did you?
No, my servant dropped it before I could.
Yeah. As you get into the water, you can feel now what the others haven't. Whereas the limes that they had released this alkaline substance on their skin, you feel the burning of the acid you are now wading through.
Oh shit. Is this a magical acid or is this just acid?
I don't know.
I'm gonna rather than run back and go eat a lime, I'm going to try and dispel the magic.
Get a lime.
Okay, get a lime. I'm getting a lime.
But it is important that you take 2 points of damage.
Okay.
Lick my beard.
What?
I'm figuring there's secretion on my beard that I don't need right now. I don't know if that would help or not.
Rub it on him.
I'm not licking your beard.
It's moisturizer. It's fine.
I can't imagine anything more disgusting than licking a dwarf's beard.
Agamar,
Serve
is there
yourself.
something wrong?
There are whole parlors for that back home.
There's something wrong with the water. I don't know why they're swimming through just fine, but it seems to be that it's... And then I sort of look down at my clothing. Is it like burning a little bit? Or is there any outward sign that it's burning me?
100%.
I sort of say, well, look at this. Am I able, GM, to make the connection that the eating of the limes had anything to do with this? Or am I stumped?
I'm going to say that you're intelligent enough and you've been around. You're like 2,000 years old.
You've heard of magical limes. It's not...
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Learn a thing or two.
However, I am going to say that I'm going to start an hourglass timer,
Oh shit.
Okay.
and the limes are only going to last 5 minutes of actual real lifetime.
Okay.
Okay, so are you guys going back?
Yeah, we'll go back and get limes.
Yep.
How long does it take to get out of armor, or does it affect your armor?
I'm going to say if you guys eat the limes, it's fine, just to save time.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I basically will just...
How many limes are left?
5.
Probably about 5. Okay. We'll gather up the rest of the limes since they seem to be magical in nature and proceed into the water.
If you guys can see the hourglass here, the time is running out. It'll start moving. Okay.
I feel like, and I don't want to speak for Sly here, but I think Rook and Sly would keep going.
Yeah, I'm moving forward.
Okay.
Cool. We're right behind you guys.
Yeah, and you guys come to what appears to be your room. In the room themselves, you see the sons of the pharaohs from the previous room. In front of you is another set of bar, but these bars seem to have been eaten away by the acid themselves. All around you, across the walls of this river that you're walking through, you can see faint glows of magic.
I want to try to kick the bars over.
Roll me plus strength.
9.
Gazing back at the pharaohs themselves right before you go to do it, you notice that Ra seems to be standing above them. Light seems to be shining on them. And even in just behind them, you can see the image of 2 slaves bowing before the pharaohs, or soon to be. You imagine that if you break through, there's going to be some consequences. That was your 9.
I am going to choose to fail then.
Okay. In true Varus fashion.
You said I noticed something magical. Could you repeat what that was?
Yeah, so all along the lines of the water here, if you look, you can see along the edges are runes that line the way. You imagine that these would probably stop you from getting out of the water.
Okay. Why don't we just Okay.
Let me go ahead and try breaking through those bars.
He already did. He broke through. He's choosing to fail.
Oh, I see. Is that what that means? So he broke through.
Am I able to read these runes?
The runes themselves? Yeah, we'll say that they are glyphs of, I don't know, impassibility.
Okay.
So are you guys going into the next room? By
Yeah.
choosing...
Yes.
If
By
there's nothing
choos-
stopping us.
Yeah. Oh, wait, so you're choosing to fail, you said, Hunter.
Yeah.
Or Sly. So
Yeah,
you're not going to go
Um,
through.
Why did you choose to fail on the task you were trying to accomplish?
Because
I
there was
thought,
a consequence.
yeah.
He didn't want to suffer the consequence.
I will wait for my teammates to go through.
I thought it didn't happen if you failed. You were trying to move the bars, so we
Yeah.
can't go through now.
I thought Bob said they were already destroyed or moved out of the way.
No, they're starting to be. So you can easily break through these.
Okay, then yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. Why not?
As you do, you hear a series of rock rubbing on other rock. It echoes throughout the tomb, and before you opens up the new area. But that is not where the sound originally came from. As you move into the next room, you notice that. Excuse me. I'm just finding out. Here it goes. As you move into the next room, to your left, you see a sarcophagus, and on either side of it are large, massive chests. A stairway leads up to it, piles of gold sitting at its base. Torches seem to line the way, and to your east, you notice a hallway that kind of leads down to a doorway that heads north. In front of you, another set of bars, similar. In the center of this room is a platform that sits just above the acidic water.
Rook, you like being stationary. I think you could stand on that pressure plate and draw your bow.
That's fair. I do like being out of danger. And he pulls himself up onto the platform and draws his bow.
I'll
I hope
give.
that's not just a trap that's going to land something on you for stepping.
I'm going to give Rook an XP for the bond between him and Sly about keeping him safe.
Nice.
Keep him out of the water.
Neat.
Okay. What are you guys doing?
What happens after he gets on the pressure plate?
Oh, it's not a pressure plate.
Oh, okay. On the platform. Okay.
I'm going to investigate over here and search the area for any kind of auras of evil hidden catchment.
So just for the record, you actually can't get out of the water.
Oh.
The runes around it. You can try to do it from a distance, though.
Rook takes a coin out of his bag and he tests a theory and throws the coin across onto like the other side, like over here.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you how this happens, and you're going to tell me what you do in reaction to it.
Sure.
As it hits into the barrier, like a bullet, it bounces back towards you.
Oh shit. Dope.
What do you do?
Not what I expected at all. Man, I think he stares for like a split second, mouth agape, and then just drops flat. So I'm gonna try to like dodge out of the way of this fucking ricocheting.
So you're gonna try to defy danger with Dex.
Okay.
Go for it. I'm going to for my own.
Not good. Go nuts.
Yeah. So we're gonna say, man, a nat 1. You can't see it.
Perfect.
I got a nat 1 on the dice.
Yes, that's what I like.
You take 4 points of damage.
Okay. Ouch.
Yeah. I mean, it was still +3. It's a piece of metal moving at you at high speed,
Yeah.
right? Immediately as it hits you, it bursts through your shoulder, out the back, hits the wall again, and then flies towards. I'm rolling a D100.
Fuck me.
We're gonna say I'm going to give each of you a 15% chance that it hits you due to the space. I'm making up random numbers in my head as we go. I'm actually going to say that it misses. It hits into the platform and embeds itself.
Okay.
It's in here stronger than Excalibur at this point.
So he throws this thing, pew, 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 it ricochets off,
Yeah.
pierces through his arm, and he like looks back and says, "It goes all the way up.
Should have waited a minute.
Barrier goes all the way up to the top."
I'm going to try and maybe you can tell me whether this seems sensible or not. I would like to try and dispel the magic that is preventing us from getting out of the water.
So I'm going to let you attempt this.
Okay.
However, this is ancient magic. This is even older than you.
Oh, yeah, right.
Wow. Correct.
This goes back way before the Forgotten Kings.
This is the
You're
eldest
gonna-
year magic.
Yeah. You are going to be able to do this, but you're going to be taking a -1 for the alien-like nature of this.
Okay. Let me put that modifier in there. Okay. So I am going to cast a spell. 12.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay. At 9, we're going to say at 9:15, we'll close the voting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if you guys want to choose how they die, you guys got a little
20
bit of time
minutes.
left. Yeah. Yeah. So it happens. The dispel does, and as it does, deeper in, you hear another rubbing of stone on stone. And before you is what appears to be a treasure room.
Okay. So I would try and get out of the water here, or the acid water, and try and stand on this western platform.
And you are all able to do so.
All right.
Let's see if we can pop this baby open. I try and wedge my staff.
Or auras in that sarcophagus or anything like that before he does so?
It doesn't appear to be to you.
It's all clear.
I sort of try and wedge my staff in, and I'm going to see if Agamar can lift it by himself.
Oh my God. Roll me plus strength.
Okay.
I want to let you know right now that if you fail this,
Bob, can I subtly try to aid him, like nonchalantly, like try to like help him with like push it with my elbow by like leaning on it or something, like casually?
yes.
Okay, let's see.
Okay. No, roll plus bond with him. So it's a +1 to your roll. So it doesn't matter. You gotta, you're good.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to say that he's going to be able to bump that up to a 10 for you. You're able to do it. You feel invigorated. You feel the presence of youth. And because he was able to aid you so well, I'm going to give you a +1 forward to a strength check.
Okay.
You are revitalized. You remember your youthful days of picking things up.
I used to be quite spry.
Those are one hell of a lime.
I remember that time I once picked up a thing. It was great.
To be fair, he's like 2000, dude. He's probably hasn't picked something up in a
I
long
once
time.
knew how to pick things up in Elvish, Dwarvish, and Orcish.
Jesus Christ.
I've forgotten the number of things I've picked up.
Oh man, inside you see a series of items that lay down.
I forget more spells before noon than most people do all day. Sorry.
That is brave.
Inside of the sarcophagus itself, you see a series of items in there. You notice that there appears to be 4 tube-like containers that seem to have some type of red liquid long past expiration. You also notice a sword that gleams with gems on its hilt. You see a wand that has a red sapphire in its pommel, and you notice what appears to be a shield with a fire emblem on it. Fire emblem. We're doing it.
Okay. So I see some seemingly expired potions of some sort. A magical... Or actually, let me just cast Detect Magic. I would like to see if these seem like magical items.
They're all magical items.
Okay, so I don't even need to cast it to know that.
Except for the potions, which are
I want the shield.
Okay, I would be able to identify these for us if we spend a little bit of time and let me explore the magical properties of these things.
Fine. Dibs on the shield if it's safe. Even if it's not, probably still dibs.
You can have the shield, I say, imagining and giving him a cursed shield.
So are you guys... Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask you if no one in the party objects, and I think I would like to spend a little time using my enchanting abilities to identify these.
Yeah. So you can use you guys can go ahead and use another dungeon ration.
Okay.
Rook.
Yes.
I'm imagining that you're not just sitting there randomly doing anything. What are you doing right now?
So Rook is looking around at all these wondrous things in here, but without touching them, because Rook is suspicious. And I would like to have you remind me what Spout Lore does, because I have an idea, and I think that's what it falls into.
Spout Lore is a D&D history check.
Okay, so I have the ability to spout lore concerning criminal activities. I would like to attempt to spout lore about the rumors I've heard about this place and what treasures and dangers may lie within. Because Rook's gotten too far in this place and seen not enough danger to believe that this pile of treasure is just super okay for the taking.
Okay, go for it.
Cool. Definitely have a 0 in intelligence.
I'm a -1, so...
7. So what does take a +1 mean? Do I get a +1 on that?
How are you getting the +1? I'm sorry.
So as a human thief, it says you are a professional when you spout lore or discern realities about criminal activities. You take a +1.
Yeah, but this isn't about criminal activities.
Okay. Yeah, I was. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, why were you trying to?
Yeah, I was trying to spin it in a way that, like, what thiefy rumors have I heard about spelunking in an ancient cave? Like, what would someone of his thing look out for? Right.
You have heard tales of a trap so deviously designed and so epically rumored that it has been changed so many times. But upon research, you have inclined that there is a way to get insects of some type or some shape to be under your control without the use of magic. It is up to you to determine how that's useful.
Neat. Okay. Not useful in the way I was expecting, but still super cool. Yeah, he goes over and joins these guys, and kind of, again, he's still suspicious, but he begins looking through the piles of shit without actually touching them. Like, he's just looking around.
Yeah. As you do, I want you roll a discern realities for me.
Okay. Bad. Real bad. Super bad.
Okay.
Wow.
You hear a... You take
3 damage.
Get the fuck away from me, dude.
Is it 3 damage?
Fuck.
That's my that's my remaining hit points. Is why I said it.
Oh no, okay. All right. I just killed Mike on his charity.
Oh
stream.
wait, I'm sorry. Is it an arrow?
Yeah.
Oh,
have
then
armor
I
on?
should be. I do have armor. I have 1 armor, so I would have taken 3 from the coin and 2 from the other thing. So I'm at 2 health. Woohoo! Get wrecked.
So happy I didn't kill you.
I forgot how armor works. I've had people. I've died several times in my charity streams. You're fine.
Okay. I would have been like, damn.
No, you're
What
fine.
do I do? Hope he rolls well in the last breath. The arrow flies through the air. It strikes into you. Thaddeus, you see this happening. You look over and you see what appears to be 3 figures all holding onto bows. They seem to be clad in... Rook, what is the colors of your nation? What are the flag colors?
Red and gold.
They seem to be covered in red and gold robes and hoods. You can see some type of matching of royal guards on their chest as they launch an arrow at you as well. What do you do?
First off,
Do they look like they're living?
how bad is Rook looking?
Pretty rough. Pretty rough. He has a hole that goes through his entire body, and out through his entire shoulder and out the other side that's probably bleeding rather profusely, and an arrow sticking in his back.
I will go ahead and lay hands on him to give him some of my strength.
Woohoo! How many is that?
Let's see. It depends on what happens here.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I give you 1d8 damage.
Now, whatever he rolls, you're going to be taking as damage.
Right.
Yeah. So go ahead or whichever one of you.
And what
already
happened is I also roll an extra d8 because I took oh, never mind, that was something I was considering taking, but I decided not to.
No, Agamar.
okay.
No. He has to roll it himself. So 4. So you heal for 4, Rook, but Thaddeus, as your hand crests over him and the holy light starts to shine through you, you can see that the wound on his shoulder starts to close, but yours starts to open.
That's pretty dope.
Okay.
All right. Are these enemies that appeared on the other side of the water from us?
They appear to be standing. One seems to be on the platform, one seems to be on the opposite side, and one seems to be in the water munching on a lime as fast as possible while holding on to his backside.
All right,
I want to.
so-
Oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I want to leap forward onto that platform and slash with my axe.
As you do, the one on the platform holds his hand up and says, wait. Rook, come with us. Your father. He has sent us.
Rook turns and says,
I knew it!
"Shut up, old man." Rook turns and says, "When we're done here, I will return. Until then, either aid us or wait at the entrance."
Or die
Slime.
in my hand.
Are you still attacking?
Yes, I don't believe them.
Okay. I mean, that's your character, right? That's literally your hunger.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Rook, are you okay with him attacking them?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, there goes my inner party conflict. Jeez. All right.
Rook ran away.
As he's saying this, I'm leaping forward. My eyes are flickering with just like wild rage as my loincloth, that's all I'm wearing, by the way, except for just my straps for armor. My loincloth flaps in the wind as I'm leaping forward. I'm like, ah! And I try to attack him.
Yes, and as you lay your manhood to bear, roll hack and slash.
Now the trick, Bob, would have been
12.
to have it been one of my childhood friends, and then.
Yeah. No,
But now
I
they're
don't
just
wanna
nameless faces.
My D6 roll was higher.
Okay. If you do this, you're going to fall and hit your head just behind him on the siding of the pool.
Worth it. Let's go.
Okay, roll your damage.
Okay. That's going to be this plus a D4. So 6 total.
Poor fucking guy. As you,
He started.
I'm gonna say because this is plus your destruction as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because you know what I mean. Like they were trying to parlay, and you were like, "Nah, hack and slash, bitch."
Nice.
That's the thing. So roll your d8.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, he shot me in the ass and then said, "Hey, your dad wants you to come home."
1 extra.
It wasn't him who shot you.
Either way, that's what it looked like
really?
to Rook.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Yeah, you know. To be fair, when I rolled hack or volley, I actually got a 2, and he decided to take the shot anyway, and the damage was to hit his target.
Perfect.
So, yeah. Okay. So anyway, as is one of those things that only I would know and be amused. I didn't say anything. You slice up, and as he's putting his hand up to hold parlay, he looks at it and it just watches it as it flies through the air in slow motion, a string of blood left behind it as you just fly over him, clearly over missing, slam, hit your teeth onto onto the thing, onto the side of the pool. Go ahead and now mark yourself with the ability stun.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
I don't really use my brain anyway, so.
He just kind of looks at the stump that he now has.
As I said, help us or wait outside.
Did any of the blood land on me? I'm assuming at least some of it did as I was flying by.
Sure, we'll say that you got splashed.
I
You now have
wanna-
a string of blood. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to just lick it. Yeah.
Oh, you're trying to be with fava beans. All right, no doubt.
I'm just like I'm still kind of just like wild and just like I believe in like absorbing the power of my enemies through combat. So I'm just like, ugh.
He's a dwarf in a Wendigo.
I cast prestidigitation on him as he's doing this to clean up the mess. Wax on, wax off.
You just Mr. Miyagi him.
It's Agamari, thank you.
14
man.
on my caster
Yeah.
spell.
Wow.
No, that totally happens. And as it does, what time is it?
9:08.
9:08.
Oh, 908.
Yeah. As it does, as you go to lick it, you're just literally licking the acid from whatever splashed up from the pool. It doesn't hurt you,
It's
but
like it burns
nonetheless,
so good.
Citrusy.
yeah. I don't know, it tastes so good. He looks at his hands. Rook, go ahead and roll me a parlay.
Sure.
I'm going to give you the aid for him slicing off his hand. I feel like that probably gives you an advantage in this conversation.
So what does aid do? Is it actually an advantage or is it +1?
Oh no, it's not advantage. I think it's plus one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So parlay. So a 7.
Okay, well at least it's not the 6. They look at you. We're not going to help you, but I need to tend to my wounds, he says as he looks down at the lump or the stump that he once called an arm. As they jump back into the water and start fleeing back through the lake.
Well, that could have been worse, everyone. Shall we? And he attempts to fully carry on with
Let's
whatever
continue.
just happened and hope no one asks about it.
I believe that I have just resolved my bond about Rook keeping an important secret from me.
It's true.
I'm not saying there aren't more important secrets.
I mean,
but
being the
definitely
prince is pretty
discovered
important.
one.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't
There
know
are
that.
rumors that I'm
That's
a
true.
prince too.
Well, they were wearing royal colors and said your father wants you back. So, I mean, I guess like high noble would probably be qualifying as a pretty important thing.
I'm
Yeah.
very pleased by this whole exchange, and I'm like happy that I'm still getting to like shed blood still. I'm just like I'm really feeling angsty right now, and so I'm just like I kind of like snicker as I just
2006 again.
like straighten up, like get up, and kind of like shake the acid off of me, and I'm just like harumph, and I just keep going after Road.
You have this need to name yourself Gothic Rose 666 on
with like
on
a
my-
lowercase and a capital X on either
How
side.
did you guess my middle name?
Yeah, yeah.
I
Bob,
thought it
do
was
you,
Haruf.
do you agree that the bond is resolved, or no?
Yeah, 100%. It's not for me to agree with. It's for you two.
Okay, well then I guess Rook. Do you? Agree?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I'm
agree.
only
That's
the
a pretty.
GM.
Yeah, that's a
Dungeon
pretty
World,
big one.
Cool.
I have no power.
You've got no
So I'll
actual
give you
authority. It's a populous world. You're just here as a figurehead.
Sure.
Yeah.
So do we get XP for resolving a bond? Am I remembering that correctly?
Yep, you got 1 XP.
Cool. So each of us gets 1, I guess.
Nice.
I thought you guys were going to fail a lot more. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I assumed that you guys were going to level at some point in time here, so I hope you don't die.
I don't know how to level,
Nevertheless.
so I don't know how to gain XP, so you're fine.
Fail rolls.
Oh,
Get
okay.
a 6.
So, Agamon, have you deduced what the nature of these magical items are?
That is, assuming the DM says so. Yes, that would be the case.
Yeah, you 100% did. So the potions themselves are potions of healing.
Okay.
They were incredibly strong at one point, but have since decayed down to just a normal potion of healing. So it'd be 10 upon drinking.
Okay. How many of them did you say there were?
I think I said there were 2. No,
I thought you
4.
said 4.
Four.
Okay, cool.
4.
So I'll take 1 and hand 1 to each of the rest of the party.
Yep. Okay. The wand itself is a wand of magic missile with 4 charges.
Okay.
Yeah. Upon removing a charge, you get to cast the magic missile spell as if you were a wizard. The shield itself is a shield of fire resistance, making you immune to fire. What was the other item? Oh, I apologize.
Sword? It was a gem sword?
Right. The sword with the gold, with the gems encrusted into it, we're gonna say it's a sword, a masterwork sword. Upon dealing damage, you can deal a 1d6 extra damage with it.
Interesting. Okay, so I would relay this information to the group, and if anyone has thoughts on which items they'd like, I don't care who they go to necessarily. None of them are particularly super useful for me, so...
I already claimed dibs on the shield.
I would say, Sly, take the shield. I could use a sword. Perhaps Rook, maybe the wand.
I'm not very suited towards magic. Agamar, save your spells. Use the wand.
Okay. I'll take that.
Okay.
You said 4 charges, magic
Yeah.
missile?
Yep. Also, so it's about that time. What was the tally?
Dragon.
Dragon.
Dragon is the winner.
Boy. I get to kill you guys with dragons.
Perfect.
All right.
I'm souped for it. My dad's gonna be pissed.
Something tells me if it's a red
That's gonna be
dragon, that shield's going to come in handy very soon.
I would certainly say so.
I'm
Does that
gonna
add
let
like
you
a
know-
+1 to my armor, Bob?
Well, yeah, it's a shield. It's going to be the same shield properties, but it's going to make you immune to fire.
Okay.
So I'm going to let you know right now. I'm going to roll for the type of dragon.
My dad's gonna be so mad at you.
All right. So what is the game plan?
Not get killed by a dragon. That's fucking
You don't know this. Your character
step
don't know this.
1. The bars on the other side, are those still there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the runes have been completely expelled, right?
Yeah, but
we
I'm
only-
also letting you know right now the acid or the lime effect has now worn off.
Okay. And we've only gone on the left-hand side, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Rook is going to attempt to take a running leap and land on the central platform, and then bound to the far right.
Same Z's.
Okay, so you guys are
I'm not jumping unless I have to.
okay. So how are you going to get across unless you're going to jump into the water?
I'm going to wait and see what they find before I decide if I need to go over there or not.
Good call.
Okay, cool. So the two of you give me nope, that's fine. The two of you guys give me a defy danger with Dex.
Eight.
What did I get? Oh, it's not letting me click over. Come on, click.
You
There we
got an
go.
11.
Nice.
I'm going to say with an 8, you're just going to get over.
Okay.
But it's just easier that way. I can't foresee a danger unless you fall in.
Right.
But you fall in, you fail anyway. So, the room opens up as you guys enter in the next area. Across from you, you can see what appears to be another treasure room. To the left, it looks to be the end of the pool, and a passage that leads to the right.
Let's go to the right first.
Are you guys going to start heading that way without the party?
You don't
I
want
guess
to
I'm
swim
gonna
in
have
that
to go
sea.
with them now. Is there anyone who could maybe help catch me if I try and jump at the other end?
I have you, eldest.
Okay. Bob, would you allow that to count as an aid for my divide?
He's got to roll. He's got to roll aid.
I just want to see you in the middle of the platform, just catch him and throw him to the other side.
A 7 for the aid.
Okay,
And
they
you
can
said
take a plus
defy
one.
danger with dexterity, right?
Correct.
Okay. 10 from me.
That's 11. Like Yoda, he comes in and starts hobbling with his cane. He gets to the edge, flips over, does a barrel roll in midair in typical elf fashion, lands on one foot, and leaps off to the other side, catching himself on the other side.
Told you I was spry when I was a young one. And then I go right back down to hunching over, looking like it was, maybe I shouldn't have actually shown off there.
All right.
I'll give him a
thanks.
hefty pat on the back.
I'm gonna take one of the limes since there's 3 left, and to eat that, and then just walk across.
All right, no problem. Roll me a d4 as well.
All right.
Should we all have a lime?
All right. Cool. I'm back to full.
Yeah. Thaddeus, as you get into the pool, at the other end, you see the body of what looks like a duck that seemed to have wandered into the pool itself. You notice his body is simmering and burning in the acid. You do make it to the other side, though.
Okay.
So I'm going to say I think that we should head about to the right area of the map, or of the corridor, rather. And I'll lead the way.
Rook follows.
Okay. Yep, I'll
No,
go.
you're not going to the north room. You're going to the right passageway, correct?
Yeah.
Over here.
Yeah.
Before we do that, I would like to detect magic in the northern room just to see if I can sense anything
Oh, yeah.
before we head off.
The whole room itself. In fact, as you do, roll it for me. You can literally see the shimmering.
11 on my spell cast.
Yeah, you can see the shimmering. And as you look, you get the idea that this is in fact illusionary.
I say, fellas, there's something off about this room. It isn't what it appears to be.
Let's go right first. That might provide some clarity.
While
back
he
away.
mentions that, I'll go ahead and see if there's any evil auras inside of the room.
You don't see evil.
I sense, yeah. Okay. Well, the room doesn't seem to be emanating any evil auras.
I'm
And I guess we'll proceed to the right.
all the way.
Thaddeus, roll me a...
It's probably a trap to have fools wander into it and fall into a pit or something.
Thaddeus, roll me a discern
Some trick
reality.
your family has in the royal palace?
Certain reality. All right, here we go.
Not as far as you know, old man. I'll show you, though, one time. You can find out. Test the theory.
I got a 7.
You start to feel a vibration on the ground as the last set of rumbling stone grinds across the ground, and you hear coming from deeper in the dungeon.
What's about to happen?
That sounded awfully like a dragon.
Coming from the direction that we're walking?
Yeah. Shocker, I know.
I will let everybody know that it sounds awfully like a dragon coming from up ahead.
With my shield in front of me, I will try to be the first one so that I can let the other people check out the sarcophagi.
And to clarify, when I asked that, it didn't sound like it was taking a big breath to like blow a flame down this passageway for us, right?
As you say that, from around the corner, a blast of fire lurching across the wall.
Why'd you give him
That's
that
what
idea?
it did sound
Don't
like.
give him the idea.
Hey, dive back.
You know, Bob, to me it sounded like the dragon was snoring and it's taking a nap.
It's snapping.
We'll walk in and then get eviscerated by the flames. It'll be fine.
Does my shield block that from hitting the rest of the party?
Oh, it doesn't come at you guys. You can see it at the other end of the hallway.
I see.
So I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to pretty much the way that this is going to work is I'm going to give you guys the opportunity here. You know that this thing is there. You heard it and you've seen a blast of fire coming from down the hallway. What do you guys want to do?
Keep me in the front. Fire won't hurt me.
Do we have to raid this whole place? We've gotten a fat stack of treasure already, you know.
We can't leave without removing the curse, right?
Also, how do we carry the treasure out of here with the whole, acid pit?
Well, I was gonna say your man could do it, but his hand is now, you know.
Yes, they're still
You can give us
affected by
one
acid.
hand, maybe not two.
Still acid.
Even a man who has nothing can still offer his life. We should go in and end this curse.
I like how you think, Thaddeus.
I don't.
They're like, yeah, let's die for the greater good.
Rook takes a step
Glory lies
back.
beyond the horizon.
Two of you are like, yeah, I'm down for the cause. The other two of you are like, hold on, wait a minute.
I've
Yeah.
discovered the magical mystery here. I'm ready to leave.
We can't spend our money if we're dead.
Yeah, it's like, man, it's hard to be a prince when you're a corpse. This is a rough sell.
I'm gonna say, what a delicate flower. Let's go forward, Thaddeus.
Now, to convince those of you who seem to be doubting the course of action that would be best for the group, what do you imagine this beast, this worm, has gathered all this treasure from? How many kingdoms must burn to sate its hunger and greed?
I've got no love for any kingdom. I wander. My allegiance is to magic itself.
I'm with the old guy, minus that last part.
Well, if your allegiance is to magic itself, would you allow them to hoard all these magical treasures and not have them proliferate amongst spellcasters such as yourself?
I don't know that I trust spellcasters with
Pretty
magic
smart for
items
us.
any more than anyone else.
Well, eldest, you've done a lot with your time. Why would you let this dragon, who's lived longer than you, take the title of somebody who's the actual eldest?
I don't know. I feel like your character's gonna have no luck convincing my character that this is a smart thing.
No, there's only one
You
way
are
to find
not
out.
Well, we can't leave with the
Slither
loot until we remove the curse.
We can't leave it all if we're dead.
Rook, do you have anything to add to this?
Rook kind of looks around. He looks at the treasure, and out of curiosity, he throws a coin into the illusion to see what happens. And then he turns, like as it's still sailing in the air, he turns back and says, "We can go see, but if things turn south."
Is this coin gonna like fire back at you?
Yes,
again?
again. The whole thing explodes.
The temple
as he's
crashes
saying-
down around us.
As he's saying that, an explosion does come from the roof.
Yes.
Yeah. You can see a blast of golden coins shimmering as the fire lurches from behind them. The alchemist fire that I have put in that room for you guys to use against the dragon is now destroyed.
Aw.
Great.
Ah.
Good.
What was it? What did you say there, Bob?
The
Alchemist
alchemist
fire.
fire?
Oh, the alchemist fire.
It's
okay.
yeah, now we don't get to use it, but that's okay.
Well, that was clearly a trap. Had we walked in there, it would have exploded. See, you're welcome again. Anyway, as I was saying, we can
It's all
go take
thanks
a look.
to you and me. We're the smart ones here, huh?
Exactly.
I'm going to say civilization has made your resolve. We need to take this for the glory of ourselves and for the glory of mortals. The earth shall tremble at our passing.
I'll take a look, but I'm not promising anything.
Those
sir.
who seek perfection here, and there can be no rest on this side of the grave.
You notice that the green flame is now etching towards you guys.
Gotta
The
move
green
forward.
flame? Where's the green?
Forward or backwards, but you gotta move.
It's the alchemist fire. I move forward and I say, "Are you with me, Thaddeus?"
That's also the half an hour time limit we have left. Creeping towards you.
Yes.
Literally in game.
Literally.
Shit. And he takes a step forward.
I will move forward, ready to run back.
Okay.
He who stands by me shall be my brother. Let's move. Let's go.
I shout again, "Glory lies beyond the horizon. We shall bathe in the blood of this dragon."
Maybe you will.
So we're done with this map now. As you guys turn the corner, you see a long hallway and a small double door, small in comparison to the gigantic yellow eye with a single slit down the center, peering through it. It looks through the hole and you hear, "Who goes in my domain?"
One who would lift the curse from this place.
Just like, no, dude, no, what are you doing?
In real life, I would have already run away. I don't know if there's anything Agamar can add to the situation.
You see a single talon push through the double door. That's all that will fit. And you see it pull back and rip part of the stone out. Another thing.
As he starts to do this, I shout, "It is I, Agamar! Agamar the eldest! Stay your hand! I wish to speak with you!"
The claw reaches through and pulls out the other one, and you can see the massive head come through now. Rubble starts to fall all around its body, so it's just the neck and the head as it moves closer and slithers forward. You notice that this creature has no arms and it has no legs, and on the front of it, two very long, withering tentacles come from its upper lip. It looks at you with yellow eyes and a red head. Scales are pearlescent, shining behind it. Who threatens the realm of Asafa? Chinese dragon was what I was going for. If I didn't get that across, I'm not as good a storyteller as I thought I was.
They have arms and legs, you know.
Not this
They're
one.
just little bitty.
I was so confused. I was like, what the fuck is he describing? This is the most awful sounding dragon in the world. It's got like tentacles on its face.
He's gonna kill the shit out of
Yeah,
you.
like fuck this dragon. Like, I'm gonna super kill this thing. It's an atrocity.
All right. So, what color are its scales? You said pearlescent, so like white.
No.
Shimmer.
Chromatic, I guess. Yeah, shimmer. I apologize.
All right.
Don't make me
I'll
say
be
it.
proceeding
Before I
right behind Sly. I assume Sly's in front.
Mm-hmm.
And it asked us what we're doing there. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And we just said we're coming to end the curse and thus kill you. So we're just going to charge at it.
Prepare yourself.
Agamar kind of yelled out that he wanted to talk to it. So
I'll say, Thaddeus, you're throwing a lot of these we's out there. We're gonna charge at it. We came to fight you.
so Sly and Thaddeus. I will let Rook do whatever he wants to do. I assume you'll probably be like going around stuffing your pockets while we're dying in the background.
Yeah.
I mean, you hired a thief.
I want to run forward and attack if Thaddeus is too.
I think Agamar was going to try to talk to him, so let that happen.
So yeah,
first.
we're kind of holding back, waiting for Agamar to say something profound before we try to find a weakness in its.
I imagine you guys are on your toes, like.
I shout to him, "We've been sent here to cleanse this place. You must find somewhere else to live." I'm not asking.
That was the fucking.
It looks at you and where else fits a king?
King? Are you a king?
To you, mortal.
The jury's out on that one. Regarding my mortality is what I'm trying to hint at.
He doesn't know that.
Sure. I don't know. If he's not willing to leave, then we're gonna have to force him out. Is what?
He asked you a question.
What did he ask? I didn't hear that.
Where else fits a king?
I don't think he's a king, so I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
There are plenty of sarcophagi in this place.
We can lay you to rest there.
A king belongs in a tomb once his time is past.
And are you the one?
Negotiations are going well.
I'm very wise. I'm a wise
this is like terrible, by the way. This is horrible. This is 10 o'clock at night. He looks at you guys and says, "You speak no truths. You know no secrets. What do you have to offer for your lives?"
have to offer for my life.
I loudly whisper, "Let me know when I can do something badass."
Don't wait for me. You don't need. No one needs my permission.
Say, "Let me introduce you to my truth," which is the name of my axe. As I lunge and attack him,
I run away. I am dashing out of the hallway back toward the entrance.
I want to attack his eyeball.
I'll be kind of crouching down behind Sly, waiting for the inevitable blast of fire.
He's not leaving, y'all. We should probably let him have his lair.
I'm already running forward, and I'm like, "Let me introduce you to my truth."
If there's a hallway leading into this room, Rook is just leaning on the entrance to the room, watching this happen. I like it. Just, he did it. Look at that.
He actually fucking did it. All right. So I'm gonna let you know right now that if you fail this roll, there's a wave of flame coming at you.
Oh, I understand fully.
Okay.
So, is this pure destruction or just an attack roll?
Oh, this is destruction because nobody runs towards a dragon's face willingly.
So then I am also wanting to announce this ahead of time. I want to do the extra 1d6 of damage, even though it leaves me prone to his attack.
I should have given you guys an apocalypse dragon.
I rolled a 7.
Of course you did. If you choose to do this, you know what's going to happen to you.
I'm going to go through with it anyway.
Okay.
He's done it every time.
Yeah, literally. Let's do this. All right, roll damage.
Plus the d6 and a d4.
Yep.
No. What exactly is he doing as
9
far as
damage.
the attack?
I'm attacking his eyeball, one of the eyeballs,
All right.
with my axe.
And I will try to be there to assist you in whatever I can.
2d12.
For me, roll that?
No, that's what I'm about to do to you.
Well, I'm immune to fire, so...
If the shield blocks it. All right, let's do this. All right, how much damage did you do?
I did 9 total to the eyeball.
9 damage. Okay. Yeah, you run up and swing, slapping at its eye. You can hear this pus-like sound as liquid starts to bleed from it. This white fluid floods the ground. Its mouth roars back, and you can see them gargling this light inside as a molting of lava and fire bursts forth from its mouth.
I try to use my shield and just withstand it with my insane constitution.
Yeah, so roll Defy Danger plus Con.
Okay. Seven. I'm rolling a lot of 7s.
Yeah. You imagine the sheer magical power of this dragon. If you allow this to succeed and you use your shield's going to be gone after this.
That's fine. It's
Easy
only
choice.
it's but a tool.
Yeah.
10, 24 points of damage.
That hurts, but I'm not down.
No, not you. You
Oh.
get it avoided. That's what it does to the shield.
Okay.
So the shield melts and forms. You can see it hold back some of the flame, and it's almost as if there's this inner struggle between the shield and the flame itself. Then all of a sudden it turns and starts to liquefy. You dodge backwards as the remaining of the flame flies over you. Thaddeus, give me a defy danger. Rook, what are you doing?
Rook is watching this nonsense happen in front of him and participating in none of it.
Okay.
I'm gonna say you're next if you don't help.
What
I'm already out the door.
On or what?
Huh?
There we go.
What are you trying to do? Give me the fiction on what you're trying to do.
I was basically trying to huddle behind, because the dwarf is a smaller statue, just kind of be kneeling down behind him as the blast was coming.
Okay,
That's
so
what
what's
I
your
was
dex?
going
What's your dex modifier?
Shit, -1.
Okay, so that's an 8. Or that's a 7. I apologize. Same effect, but still.
Okay.
If you choose to stay behind him, he's going to fall on top of you, and he is going to give you a debility. He is going to injure your leg in such a way that it's going to make you shaky.
And my alternative is to take how much damage?
We're going to say half of that, so 12.
And what does shaky do?
You get a minus in your dex, anything dex related.
I'll take that hit and become shaky.
Okay, cool. All right. Agamar, as you make your way out and run around the corner, what do you want to do?
Once I realize that a dragon lives here, dragons, which are things well known to the world and also well known as something not to be trifled with, I have abandoned this mission and I am going to leave as soon as possible.
Rook, are you following suit or are you watching?
Rook is watching. He has a curiosity to see, first of all, how quick this dragon's going to kill them, and he's trying to think quickly on his feet and come up with a proposition for the dragon in which he wins. He being Rook.
Is there a way out of this place without limes? Like where is the wizard going? Just out of curiosity.
I will take the acid damage if I have to. It seems less painful than a fire breath from a dragon.
Is that possible? Do you know, like from your experience? Like, are you gonna make it all the way out?
I don't know. Bob?
If you move fast enough, 100%.
Okay, cool. So that was an option to get out of here, huh?
If you defy danger fast enough.
Cool.
All right. So keep it going, guys. I can't do things unless you do things.
Okay, so as I'm now, even though I've basically used Thaddeus as a brace, I'm going to lunge forward and I'm going to try to attack it underneath its jaw with my axe.
And I will follow up and do the same thing.
Does it look like they're doing anything to this giant ancient worm?
I made its eye leak all over the place.
My question stands. Does it look like they're doing anything?
He 100% gave it a sty.
So he's moderately
farted on that
inconvenienced
first.
it. Yeah, he's moderately inconvenienced it for a day or two. Okay, cool, got it. Perfect. That's it. That's all I wanted to
Go
know.
ahead. The two of you roll
Died shame.
Don't forget your new weapon, Thaddeus.
9 to hit.
9. 9 to hit. This ain't D&D.
Yeah, that's right.
9 succeeds. Yeah, no, it's cool. It's late for me too. Yeah. Okay, and Thaddeus gets the 10. Do you want to deal the extra 1d6?
Yes, I'll do the 1d6 plus the smite damage as well. Make my flame wreath in white flame and basically bite into the.
I'm gonna allow this because I'm gonna say it's holy flame. Jesus.
Right.
15 damage to the underside of its jaw.
Okay. Yeah. Rook, you literally see them cleave the bottom of the jaw.
Did you roll for damage? Oh, there you go.
Let's see here. I'm trying to get the D4 and the D6 too.
Bob, would you like me to defy danger to see if I burn to death in the acid as I try and escape?
I was gonna get to that in a second after their
Okay.
attacks. Yeah. We're not playing, but I'm still a DM at heart, so I'm still trying to do things in a turn like that. It's horrible, I know, bad at this. So how much damage? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. You just did 20 points of damage and 15 points of damage. So I don't know if you guys know anything about Dungeon World.
Success is measured in blood, yours or your enemies.
These motherfuckers just killed my dragon.
Oh boy.
Wow.
I'm gonna bellow to try to make Agamar him. I'm gonna say, "Dragon's dead."
Oh, good job. I never doubted you for a second.
As he's like still smoldering from the acid.
A dragon literally has 5 armor. I hate everyone.
Yeah. By the way, the magic probably would bypass that armor. Wizard. Thanks.
Yeah. Either way, you cleave up into the bottom of this creature and expose his gullet. And just as you do, Thaddeus comes through with this newfound sword and stabs right into the jugular of the beast. The creature lets out a horrific roar. Its head slaps back. It flies back into the room. And a burst of energy knocks all 3 of you who are still around here onto the floor. Agamar, you hear this. You're just about to dip your toe into the water to test the temperature, as your old skin can only take so much heat. And you hear the creature wailing. And as the dust settles, the beast remains dead. Its body remains. The creature itself is dead.
I want to get up and cut out its heart, and then I'm gonna eat it.
Fucking Christ!
What are you cutting it with?
I'm an outsider. You don't know about these pagan rituals.
I'm just curious how you cut out a heart with an axe is all.
I'm gonna cleave the chest. I mean, it's dragon bones. They're quite strong, so I'm just gonna keep hacking at the ribs until they crack open, and then I'm gonna. Yeah.
While you're doing this, is gonna happen, right? There's no contestation here. Agamar, Thaddeus, what are you doing?
I'm going to be cleaning my blade and my armor, making sure there's no blood on it. Going through that process. Now that the danger seems to be gone, and then after I'm done doing that precursory work, I'll look around the room and see if any of our other companions are still about.
You notice Rook is kind of just
You guys actually I'm impressed.
Would you say we've resolved my bond with Thaddeus, that the earth shall tremble at our feet?
I'm gonna say yeah. Actually, I feel like the earth most definitely trembled.
And I'll be like, just taking this rag, going over this new sword, and I'll say, "Our enemies may sleep, but rust never does."
Fucking god damn it! That's the worst line ever.
I liked it.
That was absolutely Thaddeus, though.
I give him an approving hurrah.
I would also say that Rook and
shiny
Sly.
armor if you're a paladin.
Yeah, I would also say that Rook and Sly probably finished their bond as well, being that it was to keep him safe and we'll split the gold. Yeah, so still casually leaning on the wall, he kind of stands up straight and says, "Well, color me impressed. You guys actually killed a dragon. I didn't see that coming. I'm not gonna lie. Rumors were that it was down here, but you killed it, and you ran into its mouth." That was
I think that I will take a new title. My name is now Silius, known as Sly, Foe Smasher, and Slayer of Dragons.
Yes, good.
That is a mouthful.
Well, by the time I get it out, my enemies will be dead.
I do not doubt that.
I can now say that no enemy will know my true name before falling.
I'll tell you what. The two of you, I don't know where the old one went. The two of you, if you gather up whatever you want from here, I'll do the same. We get my men that's outside, regardless of the hand missing. That's fine. And you follow me back to my house. I'll speak to my father, and we'll go about making you not just adventurers. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
If I have an opportunity to seek glory and bathe in the blood of my enemies, that is acceptable.
I'm sure you can bathe in whatever you want.
Keep the
Yeah.
I will go with you.
I mean, you have enough money to do pretty much anything here, and if my father gives you a blessing, make you a lord or something. You just killed a dragon. Like, you literally killed a dragon. You ran into its mouth and then cut its face off. That was insane.
No,
And I
never
saw it.
I know
Why?
not who your father is, but true happiness stems only from duty. But I will follow you and find out where this road leads.
And I follow my shield brother.
Rook takes off the clasp at his neck and pulls the hood off and like removes his cloak, and there, for all the world to see, emblazoned in the black leather armor is the royal crest. And he says, "You'll figure it out."
Now go down on a knee.
No, I'm get up, stand up. Don't do that.
He's a paladin, dude. That's his thing.
You
I
threaten-
put my hands on my hips and I lean forward, leaving my loincloth like the most prominent harumph.
That's the honorable thing to do. He
Yes,
says,
harumph.
Thaddeus, stand. You threatened to kill me earlier. I'm pretty sure you're fine. Just stand.
Agamar, due to process of elimination,
Sure.
you are once again the oldest being.
Hey.
So
I
I
assumed this much.
Foe Smasher, Slayer of Dragons, and Preserver of the Eldest.
This eldest is self-preserving. It's not necessary.
I didn't
What are
see
you
you helping
doing?
out with the dragon.
Hence the self-preservation. There was no chance of me dying to a dragon today, and yet a dragon still managed to fall. I consider that a win for me.
And as you guys gaze behind the corpse of the dragon, a room massive in size, filled, this Colosseum-sized room filled with a horde of goblets of gold, coins of various value, gemstones as large as your chest and your head fill this entire room. And with that, we call you guys heroes, slayers of dragons, and we'll call the session for tonight.
Fuck yeah, that was dope.
Hell yeah, that was fun.
That was
That
dope.
was pretty cool.
I've only played a handful of Dungeon World games. I've played a shitload of like Powered by the Apocalypse games. That was awesome, dude. So, Bob, you've been hanging on the channel for a while. You've been in the streams. You've been in the Discord. We've talked about you DMing. That was fucking outstanding. And this map was dope as fuck, which I'm pretty sure you did that as well. So, kudos to you. So this concludes our 12-hour charity streamathon for November. We raised like $600-ish, I think, which puts us at like $9,100 for the year, which means we have a cool $900 to earn next month to hit that 10,000 mark, which I'm really hoping to do. The first year we raised $500, the second year we raised $3,000, and so to hit 10,000 this year would be fucking outstanding. And then we're coming, And then we're coming back in 2019 to do it even bigger, even better. We already have things planned for that. So I thank you guys for being here. I think all of you are new to the channel. I thank the chat for being here and all those donations and all that dope shit. So let's go around, get our introductions, and hear what you guys thought of this one shot. And let's get the hell out of here and go raid one of our friends of the channel. So we'll start with you, Bob. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of this one shot?
I am Bob. You can find me in the chat as Goodnight, and I stream on Dice and Heroes with the other three of these fine individuals. Thank you for enjoying our shenanigans. Not bad for random bullshit I threw together.
Yeah, no,
not gonna lie.
pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, thought that turned out pretty okay.
Yeah. I hate you for the
That's
ducks.
all I got.
Hate you for the ducks,
Yeah.
but they were there.
Yeah, quack.
Yep. Perfect. Let's go over to Hunter. Hunter, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of this one shot?
I thought the one shot was great. It was a ton of fun. It's super fun to play barbarian classes. It's really one of the only times I've really played barbarian before, and the first time for this format. My first time ever for Dungeon World, so it was great. You can find me in the chat, Warmind396. You can also find me Dice and Heroes with everybody else that's been here. Check us out if you feel like it. We're also on a podcast if you prefer to listen, so we're on all the major platforms for that.
Hell yeah. Let's go over to What Internet. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of this one shot?
Hey, I am John. I also run a Twitch channel here called what_internet. I rarely ever stream, so don't bother following me there. Most of the time, if I'm online where y'all will be interested, it's doing the Dice and Heroes thing. Had a lot of fun. I enjoy playing, as much as I love Dungeons and Dragons in general, I also enjoy playing other non-traditional RPG systems, and doing something like this is a great chance to sort of do that in a casual way without getting into a, like a campaign commitment, that sort of a thing. So I think it was fun.
Hell yeah. Perfect. And last but not least, Rinsler, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of this one shot?
Yeah, so I don't really do much of the streaming, but yeah, everybody calls me Rinsler, and I guess the best way to follow me playing any games would be on Bob's Twitch channel. It's the twitch.tv/Dice and Heroes. We're playing a campaign there. I just started, so I've been in one session so far, and it's really fun so far. And I just enjoy any kind of role-playing games. For the most part, I'd always done it in person, and I was very skeptical at first about doing that over the internet like this. But with the video, being able to see everybody's expressions, the dice rolls, it's epic. It's really fun.
Yeah.
I'm kind of addicted.
Yeah. It also, like, I've learned, like, I've been playing D&D, well, like, tabletop games for, like, 15 plus years, but I've also learned a different style with the show format, because if you start to think of it as like a show and not just a game of casual friends, it takes on a different connotation where, like, I didn't used to do accents and now I do them all the time, and I didn't used to, like, have flamboyant actions and all this, but now I do, because, like, you have an audience, so now it's more of a show than it is just a chill hangout with a few beers. And that affects my at-home games, because now I'm flamboyant and have voices and all kinds of shit at home games, and I think that enhances the game in general. But yeah, the online
you didn't open us with a Mrs. Doubtfire hello. I think you're on the right
Listen,
track.
all right, that's only been every single one of our episodes.
You started with a hello.
I literally do that
like
every
30 subscribers.
Yeah. I do that too, man. If you watch any of my shows, it's always something like, "Hello, everybody, and welcome back to unMadeGaming." Every single show starts the exact same way, so you're fine.
It's funny that
Yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned the voice thing, because I'm the exact opposite. I'm from Jersey, so I don't actually care about embarrassing myself. So it just
I just didn't. I just, like, the culture when I played wasn't fun accents. It was min-maxing third edition, right?
Yep.
And then I started playing, like, other editions and other games, and I didn't really sort of, like, branch out into, like, all these other crazy games until I hit Twitch. And then I was like, oh man, these other games are awesome. D&D sucks. Let me play other games. Watsy, I love you, but please, let me play some Powered by the Apocalypse games and some Swedish shit. Super awesome. But yes, again, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for playing. Chat, thank you guys for being here. These will be up on YouTube soon. A couple weeks, probably, before 2019, I hope. But with that being said, let's get out of here. We're going to go raid another master of playing these indie games, all kinds of crazy, lesser-known titles. My friend Eric Vulgaris, he's currently playing... Fuck if I know. I don't know what he's playing. But he plays a game called Once Upon a Game, where he plays one-shots of random games that most people have never heard of. So go check him out. He's an awesome dude. Can't say enough about that guy. And from all of us to you guys, bye-bye.
Deuces.
Thanks, y'all.